Hello, we are back. Right, let's pick up from where we were yesterday. Let's see. So we left off having spoken to the kid.
Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy bunny!
God of energy, Inti, Pachaka Max!
Wait, the Ferris wheel?
I wish you luck with the investigation. I'm rooting for you.
I thought it would be easier to talk to you this way.
The bad's 490 code. I solved it.
Okay, yes. The last thing we did was speak to the kid who told us the location that the Bats 490 video was pointing us towards, which was this place. And we've got Chikara to talk to. Let's take a look around the room. Windows, doors, statue.
Excuse me. What is that statue?
Ah, that's the symbol of our research philosophy here. It would take a while to explain, so perhaps another time.
Okay. Mysterious statue. I feel like the explanation behind that statue is going to be semi-important. PC monitor, keyboard, desk, robotic arm.
Ryuki, would you drink that fluid inside the test tube?
Absolutely not.
Why not? You might develop superpowers.
But what if I turned into a giant green muscular freak?
That's cool too.
That would be awesome.
Scientist, can I talk to you? No. Wearing typical protective gear. Oh, there's another statue behind there. Is there? Huh. There's a bunch of them circling the room. Weird.
Looks like a grotesque monster might be trapped inside.
I actually like grotesque things.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, central monitor. Is there anything else? You know, I don't think there is. Nothing on the ceiling. Oh. Binder. Okay, I think that's everything. Right. You, who are you? Director of the Research Institute. About Jin.
I know of him, but I haven't met him in person. I've only read some articles about him online. He's the CEO of a music distribution company. I'm the director of a genetics research institute. We have nothing in common.
I mean, yeah, he was the CEO of the music company, but he's also in a lot of other stuff as well. About the institute.
We mainly conduct research on gene therapy through genome editing here. Are you familiar with genome editing?
Site-specific nucleases, an artificial restriction enzyme known as CRISPR-Cas9, is commonplace these days. Genome editing is a technique that uses this enzyme to splice, replace, and bind any base sequence of DNA.
In other words, it's technology that rewrites DNA.
Indeed. Last year, we developed a revolutionary genome editing method we call purge. With this, genetic diseases that were previously too difficult to treat, for example, severe congenital heart diseases, are now curable. But that's not all. In theory, using purge, even immortality is achievable.
Immortality or being able to keep part of a body alive for longer than it should.
Oh, but I don't mean your body will be invincible. Death can still occur via trauma, ingesting poison, viral infections, this sort of thing. However, it can make death due to old age a thing of the past.
Can Purge really do that?
Indeed, the body's deterioration due to aging can be prevented by rewriting all of its DNA, maintaining a permanent state of youth. However, this has not yet been proven. It's still in its experimental stage, but it won't be long until our hypothesis is substantiated. The ultimate dream that humanity has been yearning for thousands of years. It will soon become a reality. What do you think? Isn't that wonderful?
Could you use that same stuff to prevent the body from going through the decaying process after death? Or at least slow it down? What were you doing yesterday between 6 AM on the... Oh, what were you doing on 6 AM on the 9th?
Jins' estimated time of death.
I was sleeping in my bed at home. They say seniors are early to rise, but that's not true at all in my case. Perhaps that means I'm still young.
Is there anyone who could back your story?
Don't tell me I'm a suspect.
I'm just doing my job. I've always wanted to say that.
Good for you. Your dream came true.
I live alone now. Unfortunately, there's no one with me at home.
Chikara got divorced 6 years ago. As for children, he has one daughter. She's 32 years old. His daughter and ex-wife are currently living in Italy.
In other words, there's no one who can corroborate Chikara's alibi.
That's right.
What is it with 6 years? So it was 6 years in the first game, and it was 6 years again now. And now he's divorced 6 years ago. Keeps popping up. Alright, about the QR video.
It was mentioned on the news, but the video itself wasn't broadcasted, so I haven't seen it.
Then you don't know about Bats 490.
What is that?
It's a video that's very similar to the QR video.
I've never heard of it.
I actually came here to ask you about it specifically. There's a hidden code in the video, and I've heard it points to this research institute.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Perhaps someone just made it up.
Ryuki, don't you think something is off about Chikara?
You think so?
Yes, there's
Are dense. You're dense enough to be the target audience for mobile game ads.
Wow. That's a burn to anybody who... Oh wow. Mobile games can be fun. Most of the time, though. They take you to a page to try and force you to download a different game. It's kind of like advertising fraud. Yeah, I know that. Thermo. Can I see that he's lying?
His temperature is abnormally high, isn't it?
Maybe he has the flu.
Don't make me pluck out your eyebrows from the inside.
Ugh.
Do you think he's upset about something?
Probably. Ryuki, let's find out if he's hiding something.
Wink sync. Yeah, let's give it a shot.
Okay. They've mentioned this, but we don't actually know what it is yet. Excuse me, detective, what are you doing? Oh,
This guy.
you can go into the Somnium for 6 seconds.
Simplified version of singing. But you're still taking a look inside their dreams.
And dreams are made from memories. So there shouldn't be anything in there that he doesn't know about.
You're saying
Chikara knows about Bats 490. He was lying to us earlier.
Huh, interesting.
Chikara, can you accompany me to the station?
What? Why?
Wink sync is a simpler version of syncing. From the AI ball, a strong magnetic wave is shot out to the sync subject. This temporarily numbs the subject's brain and puts the brain into a full sleep state and induces a dream. By analysing the faint brain waves emitted during this, we can see parts of the dream. It is not a clear image by any means. To investigate it more thoroughly, a regular sync needs to be performed. Wink sleep can only be performed once a day, but because of the high amount of power required, I would need to recharge before performing it again. Personally, I don't like it because of the power consumption. Okay.
I'd like to speak to you in more detail. You do have the right to decline, of course.
Very well. I'll go with you.
Okay, second sync time. Hey, boss. Hey, Pewter. Alright.
Excuse me. Could you go buy some soy sauce for me?
I thought I just heard something.
Ah, you mean the cleaning lady.
Oh, it's just the cleaning lady. Wait, what?
Madam, please get out of the locker. There is a door here. I thought there was. So in the future, that's been blocked off by some more lockers. Interesting. There's a tango nose in it. Anything on any of these?
Ryuki, I'll let you be my chair once this case is solved.
No, I'm okay.
Can we see the sync machine? Yeah. Okay, I think that's everything. Right, Pewter, we'll start with you. Why are you here?
Why do you ask? I'm the engineer of Abyss. Of course I'm always here.
Yeah, but I've been wondering about something. In November of last year...
Yeah, here we go.
You were dishonorably discharged for reasons related to the new Cyclops serial killings, weren't you? You leaked internal police information, not to mention you aided a criminal in his escape.
I made some arrangements behind the scenes. Pewter is a crucial part of Abyss. I couldn't let them lock him up.
You can do that?
Normally, no. But in this case...
Boss has dirt on members of the executive, judicial, and legislative branches of the government.
I am truly grateful to you, boss.
No need to thank me. You just need to be a good little workhorse. Oh, and it'd be great if you could introduce me to some good-looking studs while you're at it.
I know about a dozen.
I'm counting on you.
This is kind of scary.
You get used to it.
Alright, Pewter, about the malfunction of the Abyss communication system.
That's outside of my jurisdiction, so I don't know too much about it, but I'm sure the person in charge is desperately trying to fix it as we speak. It should be fixed soon.
And about Chikara.
I got Tama's report. The QR video seems to be the key to solving this case. And she believes Chikara is linked to the Bats 490 video, which has a striking similarity.
He's extremely suspicious. He must be the culprit.
I think it's a bit early for that conclusion.
Yeah, a little bit.
He said he didn't know about the video, right? If he's willing to lie about one thing, he's willing to lie about everything.
I still think that's a bit unreasonable.
That was everything from you, boss. About Chikara.
I gave Chikara the usual medicine to put him to sleep.
Are you sure that's okay?
What do you mean?
I mean, maybe there are legality issues.
Oh, don't worry about that. The higher-ups will take care of it for me.
Oh, no, are we skipping forward?
In any case, shall we get started?
No, I wanted to ask you about the other stuff. Oh, I want to ask her about the other stuff, like where Date is. Boo. I need to make sure I'm picking every non-important sounding option first then, so I don't miss anything.
Ryuki, this isn't your first time syncing. You've delved into Somnia many times in the past 6 months. So, I'm sure you know without me telling you, but...
I can only stay in Somnium for 6 minutes. It's alright, I know.
We've got to hammer that fact home.
let's begin.
Make sure there's no more body switching ever again. Alright, what's his Somnium gonna look like? I assume it's gonna be the lab. Oh, Tama doesn't have any like crazy like hello. Introductions into the scenes.
What is this place?
It looks like something made by an older generation of CG technology.
Back when it was still hyped up as groundbreaking, huh?
Weird.
Hey, did you see someone just now?
Looks suspicious.
Why don't we ask that person there about it?
Who?
You must have a lot of questions, like, what happened to your other half?
It's on the other side of the room.
Must be hard to walk. Bench pressing must be tough too.
You really want me to ask about that stuff?
Yeah, do it.
But hey, isn't benching kinda hard?
Hey, why are you talking to a statue?
Damn it, Ryuki, stop wasting my time! We can only be in Somnium for 6 minutes.
Oh, behind you.
Damn it, damn it. This is getting out of hand.
That's Chikara. Tama, follow him.
Oh boy.
My genius left brain harnessing my processing power. On this side, my brilliant right brain within which my creativity is boundless. The very layout of this facility itself, mimicking my brain, will serve as inspiration for my masterpiece.
What's going on here?
I need to be careful. I can't get too close.
Now, this. Bionic Body's accidental biology. The Bionic Body Creation Program.
Bio what?
BBAB.
The logical center of the left brain and the creative center of the right. By combining them, I can create a superhuman. Whew, wouldn't want that getting out. I hope I never see you again. Goodbye.
No, he ran off.
Well, that was fucking weird.
This dream world is just as bonkers as he is in real life.
Looks like he doesn't want anyone in this room.
Yeah, you can tell by the conscious antibody in front of the door.
Conscious antibody?
They're an embodiment of a sync subject's caution. When you try to access information that the sync E is trying to hide, it overstimulates the synapse. That makes the body emit a ton of norepinephrine, which creates a conscious antibody within the somnium.
Well, what does this conscious antibody do?
You see how it says instant death on his crotch there? If I touch him, a massive delay spike will occur in the sync information transfer system.
Which means...
Touch him and our available time in Somnium drops like crazy.
Okay.
But how do we get into the room without getting past our do not touch power stance man friend here?
Well, we just need to get rid of the conscious antibody somehow.
What if we use that device that Chikara was using to move instant death power stance man?
I'm sorry, instant death power stance man?
Yeah, I thought that was a pretty appropriate name for him.
It's a bit of a mouthful.
Anyway, let's check the device first. Looks like the power is out.
Let's start by activating the device.
Yeah, let's go. Somnium scan, activate!
Okay, so we got 4 halves of a body here. So I'm assuming I'm going to have to be combining them in specific combinations. Uncover the secret Chikara is hiding. There is no doubt Chikara is hiding something. Open the door to expose what he's hiding. Standard
The
difficulty.
lock on that door is open. Past that is a stone statue with no power.
Power? On a stone statue?
This is Chikara's Somnium. You don't have to think about the logic. Anyway, that door. Let's head past it to the stone statue.
Use the something to join the something and create a something. The map. Something I completely forgot that I had. That I barely ever used in the first game. So this lets me take a look around, see what is available to interact with. So this one's a big one. Okay.
This door is open.
Is this even a door? It's so thin.
That's just how it is in this world. Don't worry about it. Let's go.
Oh, it moves sideways.
We're here.
That's the stone statue without power. Let's get closer and check it.
Use the machine in the center to join the two stone statues and create a transcendental superhuman.
Off and on. Is this the switch for the statue?
How do we turn this on?
Why don't you feel around that area?
What area?
Whatever feels right, Tama.
Really? Really? We're turning the statue on?
The robot arm control PC has been activated.
Well, okay then. Okay, straight line, so there's only one outcome for this Somnium then. No branching path coming from this one. Fair enough.
It's on. You're amazing, Tama.
It says not available. Stone statue activated. Wait, so is it on or off?
Maybe you need to flip the switches for all the statues.
Right. According to the Somnium scan, there are multiple statues. But let's head back to the device first.
How did you know there was a switch there?
Let's go back to the device.
Oh, wait. Can't we go to the other small room from this room?
How would you do that? It's too high. I can't jump that.
Something human your powers. You can something to something if you wanted to. Just take a look around the room, make sure there's no... that feels like a mistake.
We can go through here.
Let's have a look around, see if there's any of the hidden eyeballs tucked away somewhere. No. No. None that I can see.
BBAB activating. In this experiment, you can combine two different brains with different functions to create a new human life form. Beginning experiment. Please select left brain function.
We just need to choose the left and right brain and combine them like Chikara did.
What can we choose from?
Left, Maasai warrior, fisherman, and A. Right side was astronaut and archaeologist. We can combine different brain functions of the left and right brains and create a new human with characteristics from both.
It seemed like Chikara used that to gain some kind of power earlier. So creating a new human means gaining some kind of superhuman ability.
And you select that power on this?
Oh, I remember seeing another room next to the small room we were in earlier.
Yeah, it was too high, so I couldn't reach.
So we're gonna get the ability to jump high.
That'll help you get up there.
Worth a shot.
Beginning experiment. Please select left brain function.
What would be good?
By combining two brain functions that'll allow us to move that distance.
What do you choose, Ryuki?
The warrior, I guess. I don't know.
Please select right brain function.
Astronaut.
Left, Maasai warrior. Right, astronaut selected. Starting.
Low gravity and athletic. If you want to jump the gap.
Experiment successful.
Just like I expected.
Combined, a Maasai warrior's leg strength and the atmosphere-piercing power of an astronaut to gain superhuman leg strength.
There we go.
Tama, you okay?
I have goosebumps.
It said you gained superhuman leg strength.
Maybe we can get to that other room using that power.
That might be it. Let's give it a shot.
Oh, of interest. Why could we not have gone through this door? Oh, I guess that means it says locked or something.
This door isn't.
Okay.
Ryuki, you have 5 minutes left.
Alright.
All right.
Jump good.
Let's go.
Okay, ready.
Wow.
Nice.
The experiment worked! Happy Chikara! Chikara Horodori has done it again! Oh, genetic ecstasy!
What are we even watching right now?
Oh,
By stimulating the DNA correlating to high leg strength through imagination, it caused a slight transformation in the base sequence. This small change has allowed for surpassing the limit of telomeres. We can do anything in this simulation world. There are no limits. What a wonderful world.
I guess things worked out.
so every time we do something right, we have to watch this creepy old dude ascend into the sky?
Apparently.
I join.
Hell no.
Right, anything about? Oh, car, hello? Right, let's fiddle a statue.
Stone statue without power.
Activate it.
This stone statue is a racer.
If they mean an autosport driver, those guys are incredibly skilled. They have to make split-second decisions.
Skill
okay.
might be beneficial in other areas than driving too.
Not to mention, there is a car right there.
I see. Using the driving skill.
But look, that says trap. Driving skill alone might not be enough.
Maybe we can combine it with a brain function that's good at avoiding traps.
I don't remember seeing anything like that.
Anyway, let's head back to the central room.
Good at avoiding traps. Super reaction by the person trapped by something. Sixth nor seventh sense. They are who traverse something, experience it.
This door is open.
I wonder if we can go to this.
Let's go find out.
We're here.
Looks like we can open it from this side now.
Cool. All the other rooms are locked? Yeah. I'm checking behind in these little crevices every time, just to make sure. Oh, hello. I can interact. There was one!
This?
Current ability is left. Must
4 minutes now.
Okay, that seemed like it was a waste of time.
beginning experiment. Please select left brain function.
The car from earlier. And what to do about the trap?
What do you think fits best?
Obviously, Racer.
Select right brain function.
I mean, I guess the archaeologist?
Left, racer. Right, archaeologist selected.
Have to look out for traps in a very Indiana Jones-esque fashion.
driving skill, and an
There we go.
archaeologist's knack for dodging traps. To gain movie protagonist human driving skills.
Movie protagonist strength. Wow, it literally is a...
That's so antiquated.
Oh my god.
Nowadays, sports cars go up against nuclear submarines.
Oh well, this is Shikara's preference. Now let's go back to the room with the car.
Think we can get there from the passage we came from?
Yeah, that should lead you there directly.
Direct reference to Indiana Jones. Okay. Okay, yeah. Okay.
We can go through here.
Alright, Tama.
Get in.
I'll avoid any traps with elegance and grace.
What?
That's the trap? I could have done this on my own.
Tama, behind you!
Huh?
Wait, no! I can't do this!
Alright, she's doing fine.
Hey, Tama! The road! What about the road? There is no road!
Jump time.
Step on it! On what? The gas! The gas! The gas! Okay!
Well done, Tama. Oh god, yeah.
Chikara Horodori has done it again. Oh, genetic ecstasy. The corpus callosum is here represented by a treacherous ancient rune. A theory that links this complex and bizarre passage is now complete. But this should be theoretically impossible. No, there is no impossible in this world. No, this is not good. Not good indeed.
Kara! Ew!
Why don't you think of it as some kind of reward cutscene?
The fact that I have to force myself to think that already makes it not a reward.
How many locks was there again? Like 4? It's taking a lot to get through this second one. No hidden eyeball in the car? No? Okay. Oh yeah. Activate the statue.
Right on.
Got it.
Oh, magician or card shark kind of thing. Hey, that's the next lock done. I think? Yeah, there we go. Right, yeah, that would have been all the left side stuff, so we've got to activate the right side statues now.
This stone statue is a gambler.
I guess that means they have guts.
So this gambler is known for winning bets when the chips are down.
That must mean they can win the big ones without flinching.
Now let's head back to the central room.
Okay. Don't look for it. Something, you can get a something, can be something by any person.
You have 3 minutes left, Ryuki.
We can go through here.
I notice so far in the Somnium we've not had any what do you call it, like timies and things like that. It feels very different to the kind of options we have available to us when we're doing Somniums with Iba. Oh god.
It's me, Chikara.
What the hell?
This is no good. No good. No good at all. Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, what's he doing now?
Let's test this. Chikara's right brain reselection.
Oh. Oh, what the fuck?
What's happening?
The room flew away.
The experiment worked! Chikara Horatori has done it again! Epigenetic ecstasy! This right brain reselection is a function that blows away my past. The past I don't want anyone to see. My right brain can be shuffled back into the deck. Goodbye, forbidden memory!
What are we gonna do?
Hey.
Drove through the passageway.
Yin Yang symbol.
Theoretically impossible and not good. So maybe we did something he wasn't expecting. If we use the device to combine two different brain functions, we might be able to find a way.
If we can prevent Chikara from using his right brain reselection thing, we might be able to make it to the room.
He said something about a memory he doesn't want to be seen.
Alright, I'm guessing that means some of the options we had are no longer available to us? What is that? It says steering wheel. And that goes all the way over to... Okay.
Yeah, but how will we stop Chikara?
There was something hidden in the room we were in earlier. If only we could pull it back somehow.
We need a big idea here.
Beginning experiment. Please select left brain function.
Sorry, something in the room? We need to pull something back, so I'm assuming fisherman and...
Please select right brain function.
the gambler?
Left, fisherman. Right, gambler selected. Starting.
I'm not sure what they're referring to as something in the room. So I'm just adjusting my mic stand. There we go.
Experiment successful. Combined, a tuna fisherman's pulling skill and a gambler's ability to make the right choice.
Gives us what power?
To obtain
Superhuman look. Okay, awesome. That sounds cool.
Luck. Is this gonna do anything?
Well, try it.
Looks awesome.
Fish back the room that flew away. How's it going?
I think I got something.
That must be it. Reel it in.
Nice.
The experiment worked! Happy Chikara
This fucking dude.
Horatori has done it again! Epigenetic ecstasy! Good! The memory I want to leave behind has already been shuffled.
Already been shuffled?
This memory's no good either. I thought I deleted it. No. If you succeed with the Eternal Youth experiment, my memory will be discovered. Goodbye! Goodbye! Goodbye!
Okay, it seems like he's starting to panic now.
Was replaced with something else.
But it got replaced with another memory he didn't want seen. It might be worth looking into.
Chikara said that if the Eternal Youth experiment is successful, his memory will be discovered.
So if we complete the research on that device...
We might be able to defeat Instant Death Power Stance Man over there and get into the room he's guarding.
Oh, that's different.
That stone statue is a little different.
Yeah, you're right. Let's go.
Okay, that was the first one we went to. What is this room? Could I have gone in here instead? When I had the driving skill?
It would be nice to create eternal youth and life.
And something that will let us get rid of instant death power stance man over there.
Beginning experiment. Please select left brain function.
I'm assuming NA.
Please select right brain function.
Because that's got to be used for something, and it feels like it's going to be the last thing. Ooh. Debugger or shaman? Debugger.
Left. NA. Right. Debugger selected. Starting experiment.
Is this going to be anything or nothing?
Error.
Ah.
It's an error.
I guess NA isn't a job.
I wonder what it's for. That stone statue is a little different.
Yeah, you're right.
Alright, let's actually take a look at it then.
That stone statue has...
Chikara's face hastily slapped on.
Chikara said that using Purge, you can create an ageless and undying body.
But if we use the stone statue...
Turn it on.
Oh no.
What's the problem?
Seeing this face... Are you sure about turning it on?
We've invested too much already. There's no other way.
Fine, okay.
You know what, I might experiment a little bit.
Oh, you didn't want to touch the crotch because of Chikara's face, huh?
My theory is almost complete. The creator of a man who something is something.
You only have 2 minutes. Hurry, Ryuki.
Now I want to experiment a little bit and see if I can get through that door over there. So let's go with driver and something else.
The person who's...
Another function that'll allow us to deal with instant death.
Beginning
Racer.
select.
Debugger?
Racer. Right. Starting.
Because I have a feeling the eyeballs are hidden behind. Oh, hello. What did we get?
Combined. A racer's steering skills and a debugger's bug finding skills. To allow you to turn surprising things.
Turn surprising things like the... Okay.
What the?
What could that mean?
Maybe a path opened up somewhere?
If we have time to spare, it might be worth checking.
Hell yeah, we've got time.
Huh?
What happened?
There's something fishy about this door.
How so?
What if I do this?
What the hell?
This door was the bug.
The activation requirement was the racer's steering skills. Anyway, let's keep going.
Let's... Hey!
What?
I thought there would be. Right, and that one is going to be... Fisherman... What do we think? Fisherman... Gambler?
We can go through...
Because fisherman and race car driver are on the same thing, so we can't.
The person...
Another
Begin.
Yeah, so I'll do fisherman
Select.
and... Shaman?
Left. Fisherman. Right. Shaman. Starting.
Is this going to result in anything? Because we haven't used shaman for anything yet, so...
Combined. A fisherman's navigating skill.
Awesome.
And a shaman's mysterious power.
That's exactly what we needed.
Encounter danger while navigating the sea.
Oh, that's a relief.
If we ever end up on the open seas...
Cool. So back up here.
We can go...
You have a minute left.
That should be enough time, I think.
Write it.
It's all good. Set sail. Oh, we made it.
Does this mean we finished a long sea venture with a fisherman's navigation skills and a shaman's shamaning skills?
Chikara really has a wild imagination.
Hey. So that's 3 we've found in this one.
We can go through here.
I wonder if the other 2 are back in the rooms we were in before. I don't know if we're going to have enough time to be able to get them. Or we'd have to replay it again. Let's just finish.
Who's most obsessed with eternal youth and life?
Another funk.
Beginning.
Let's go NA
Please select
and Chikara.
left and right. Starting experiment. Error.
Oh,
It's an error.
I guess NA.
I wonder what it's.
yeah, what is it used for
Less
then?
than 30 seconds left.
Shit,
Another funk.
Begin.
Warrior then?
Select
Then Chikara?
left, right. Start. Experiment successful. Combined. A Maasai warrior's battle skill.
Right, perfect.
Chikara's genetic
Being
and
physical
spiritual
ability and mental
to
ability.
create an undying and unable
There we go, okay.
warrior.
Funny that the machine is on a first-name basis with Chikara.
Now we can finally beat up instant death power stance man.
All right, let's go.
Alright, how much time is that going to take?
Go, Tama.
Let's go!
No time at all, apparently.
Now!
Nice.
We did it!
The experiment worked. Oh, happy. Why should humans die? What a waste it is to perish. The research results are splendid. But now is not the time. Not now. Not now.
If Chikara gets in our way again,
Why is he so obsessed with immortality? I assume somebody he loved and respected died. Ah, damn it, I don't have enough time to get the... Ah, fuck. Alright.
Stone statue is Chikara's memory that he doesn't want to be seen.
turn it on.
A 9 stone statue.
9. 9 in Roman numerals.
What is the significance of...
Can we... We can save time. Yeah, let's do this. I just realised that we had a couple of botched things, didn't we?
Oh,
You only have 2 minutes. Hurry, Ryuki.
Okay, so first off, we need
another.
Begin.
Racer and debugger.
Start.
Skip this, so we've seen this. Open the door. Go back through. Then fisherman and shaman.
You have a minute left.
Oh, the eyeball isn't there anymore. remembers that I picked them up. So I just wasted a whole bunch of time. Oh, in that case then, let's play this smart. Okay, no more eyeballs in there. What if we revisit these? Is there eyeballs in them now? No. Okay.
You're out of time.
Okay. Let's restart again. And now that we've got the eyeballs from the back two rooms, we don't need to bother doing them anymore. And we can just go straight to the exit.
You only have 2 minutes. Hurry, Ryuki.
That's plenty of time, boss.
The person.
Okay, we need the warrior and Chikara. We've seen all that. So what the hell was NA used for then? Or are we going to combine it with this one?
Doesn't want to be seen.
Turn it on.
Right, we'll have to go back and combine it. So I had actually completely messed up the first time through.
Stone statue.
9. 9 in Roman numerals.
NAIX, Nice, as in Nice at loss from the first game.
He has 9 mistresses.
Or maybe he's being sued by 9 people.
This stone statue. Maybe we use a brain function again.
Should we go back to the central device?
Let's do it.
Wow, they're actually bringing Nice at loss into this.
Did you decide?
Yeah. This should do it.
Beginning experiment. Please select left brain function.
NAIX.
Select right brain function. Left. NA. Right.
Fucking Nice at loss. Holy shit, that was just like a weird Illuminati esque conspiracy theory that Iris mentioned in the first game.
What? Why?
Experiment successful.
Yeah, Nice at loss. Okay.
Nice at laws.
NA and 9.
Nice.
Ryuki, this is...
I know. That's 490.
Okay, game. Okay. And that was plenty of time left on the clock as well. Ought to know, Ryuki Chapter 1. Nice has an actual Japanese branch that we can just go to?
Welcome. I'm the president of the Japanese Nizatlaws branch, Tokiko Shigure.
I apologize for visiting so late at night.
Is that the fucking security guard from Sosajima's place?
Mr. Ryuki, is it? Oh, my secretary has already informed me. I hear you've come to ask about Jin Furui's murder.
This is the central... this is the president's office on the top floor of the building containing the Japanese branch of NICE at Laws. I missed that. When I synced with Chikara earlier, Tama and I saw something in his Somnium. Someone who looked like they were in NICE was making the BATS 490 video. And that's why I ended up here. We came to the President's office to speak... God. Alright, log. To talk with the top level of NICE. This is the President's office at the top floor of the building, containing the Japanese branch of NICE at Laws, commonly known as NICE. Wow, what an office. It's a strange statue.
Why would they make something like this indoors?
Who knows?
Because they're stupidly rich and they can. Glass door.
That's the non-Yupal X, the symbol of NICE.
Non-Yupal means consisting of 9. You know how there's single, double, triple? Non-Yupal is the 9th.
So non-Yupal X means 9 X's?
Seems so.
Did you know that Nized Laws is derived from 9-Xed lozenge? Lozenge referring to a diamond shape. In other words, Nized Laws means the 9 X's of the diamond.
Wow, what a wanky name. Mamoru! Oh, we can wink sync with him. And we can wink sync with her, but we can only do it once. Oh, that's interesting. Is that going to be an option for, like, every single person we can talk to from now on? But we can only do it once a day. Oh. Shit, okay. We're going to have to pick and choose who we're wink syncing with. Interesting. Doing it with her seems like the obvious choice. But it might be like he's seen something. Alright, you're the secretary?
Yeah, but I'm also her bodyguard. I used to be a bodyguard for a certain politician.
Hey, it is the same dude.
He was a piece of human garbage.
Yeah, he was.
In the face and resigned. Then ended up here thanks to an acquaintance introducing me.
Hell yeah. You moved up in the world, dude. About nice.
I was only hired recently. I don't know much about it, really.
I think she's going to bring back every character from the first game who's still alive. Are we going to run into the taxi driver? Oh god, let us run into the taxi driver. Say something funny.
Something funny.
Nice.
I said it.
Cool. Secretary, say something funny.
Your badge.
That's something phony.
What is this? A vaudeville routine? That wasn't funny at all.
Secretary, okay. Tokiko! That's winks. Let's just wink right off the bat. Oh, there's just nothing.
What is going on here?
Maybe she's not thinking about anything at all.
Her mind is completely blank?
Maybe she reached a state of selflessness.
Maybe she knows about Abyss? And wink sleeping? Wink sinking? And she's been, like, trained to, like, not fall for it? Is that possible? How did you end up here?
I had a very hard time finding the place. After all, NICE is a secret organization hidden from the public.
That's a good thing Boss just happened to know someone who knew this location. Otherwise, we would have been out of luck.
Even after I got inside the building, it wasn't easy. The guards, the security gates. If I hadn't met Mamoru at the entrance, I probably wouldn't even have made it to this office.
I know about Abyss, and I know it's trustworthy. That's why I let you through to talk to the president.
Thanks, Mamoru. You're great. You're the best. About NICE.
Anyway, I was surprised. I had heard of NICE, the secret organization, but I thought it was just an urban legend. I can't believe it actually exists.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised it's real as well.
Sorts of gossip about us. Some claim we're a secret society of Satanists, or that we have something to do with a sequence of binary code that came from space. But that's all nonsense. Made-up stories that become more and more embellished as they were passed on. Rumors are quite a terrifying thing. This is a perfectly legitimate ideological society.
That works in the background
Headquarters are
of
located
society.
in New York, with many branches in cities throughout the world. This is one such branch.
And what do you do exactly? What is your ideological society?
This is a common misconception, but NICE is not a religious organization. We are a group of like-minded individuals who act together based on a certain understanding of the universe.
That is?
The simulation theory. Have you heard of it?
That the world is an artificial simulation of reality created by someone or something. That's the theory.
You're saying everything in this world we're living in isn't real?
Yes. It's a false world constructed with specific rules by a program. And if it is made by a program, there must by necessity be imperfections, edges, or seams. To find these seams, or to create them, is our objective.
Why would you do that?
If you tear at the seams of a cloth, it will unravel, and a hole will be created. Thusly, we will tear at the seams of the program until it is unraveled, and its people are emancipated. That is our ultimate goal.
Okay.
This old hack has completely lost it.
I mean, normally you'd go with it. You'd think it would be bullshit, but given the first games, like Date remembering things from other timelines, maybe not too crazy. Still kind of weird and out there, though. How will you tear the seams of the world?
The intersection between the warp and weft. That's where the seam can occur.
I don't understand.
You will someday. It is a prophecy. It will be fulfilled.
Oh, okay, prophecy. And you're not a religious cult. Cool.
What is that?
It's a hand sign we use. It's meant to resemble the sign behind me.
Can you show me the hand sign again? Okay. I have a feeling we're going to have to pull that out at some point. Where were you? What were you doing 6 AM yesterday, on the 9th?
You asked that. I assume that's Jin's estimated time of death?
Sure is.
Yes.
I was in Okinawa from the night of the 8th. I had a seminar to attend on the 9th and 10th. I returned to Tokyo late last
Mamoru will verify that.
Hotels and airports for smartphone access points and the security footage for each location. It's true that Tokiko was in Okinawa from the 8th to the 10th.
So she has an alibi.
As long as you presume Jin's body wasn't brought back with her from Okinawa.
The person who was attacking Mizuki at the stadium was wearing clothes very similar to the night stuff.
Considering the fact that you are here, I assume it would be pointless to hide it. Indeed, I had my subordinates create that video. BATS 490 was an ARG, just a game, but there was a high-level encryption hiding a message within. We have been seeking high IQ individuals with the capability to decode it. The purpose was to recruit them into NICE.
Okay.
So this QR video was made for the same reason?
I am aware of that video. I saw it on the news. However, it's completely unrelated to NICE. I assume someone made it with the intent to imitate BATS 490.
What do you think, Tama?
Hard to say on that alone.
I mean, it's not the first time that something like that's happened. I forgot the name of it. Something Park. But during World War II, they recruited people to try and break the Enigma machine by having them solve, was it crossword, I think? Right, about Chikara.
Do you mean the man from Horodori Institute of Genetics?
So you do know him. I'm actually here because of a tip I got from him.
Chikara is under arrest?
No, he was just released earlier. We didn't have enough evidence to keep him detained.
I see.
about your relationship with Chikara?
Chikara is a former member of NICE.
Former.
This was over 20 years ago. When he left us, he became an avid believer in the Order of Percent.
Order of Percent?
It's an organization that split off from NICE. You could say they are a sect. The Order of Percent is a religious sect. Because we are an ideological society. Despite our common roots, we are heading in completely different directions.
Sure.
Then how did Chikara know that Nyes created Bats 490?
I wouldn't know about that. Perhaps he asked an acquaintance from NICE.
We're not a religious group, but a religious group did spin off from us. Okay.
What is it?
Are you perhaps a Freyer?
Freyer?
Freya. Thought I heard that somewhere before.
The person within you.
Oh, shit.
I will ask you one more time. Are you a Freyer?
Oh, what? She's directly asking me. I don't know what that is. I assume that's in reference to the sign left on the body. Like Freya to free. No?
I see. Then I must have been mistaken.
What is a Freyer? Frey.
Frey to free.
Right. I remember now.
It was written on that sign.
Frey to free. Frey can mean fight, but it can also mean to wear out or tear.
As in tearing the fabric of...
Their ultimate goal is to break down this world and emancipate its people.
Miss Shigure, are you sure Nyes didn't make the QR video?
We did not.
But the word Frey was written on that sign in the QR code.
We of NICE are only involved in Bats 490, which we created half a year ago. We are not the ones who created the QR video. The word Frey being displayed on that sign must be a coincidence.
Yeah, okay.
That can't be just a coincidence.
Oh, but it can. After all, we are living in nothing but a simulation. A false world created by a program.
Okay.
And such programs always have some glitches lurking under the surface. We call such glitches seams. Coincidences like this are a manifestation of such glitches. Proof of imperfection. Proof of the seams. The appearance of Jin's corpse is also likely to be an example of such phenomenon.
What?
Are you familiar with the Philadelphia experiment?
It's a top-secret military experiment that's said to have taken place in the American city of Philadelphia on October 28, 1943. A powerful electromagnetic wave was fired towards the USS Eldridge, a destroyer-class warship. Supposedly, the reason for doing this was to conceal the ship from showing up on radar. But as soon as the experiment began, something strange happened. The Eldridge was enshrouded in a greenish mist, then vanished. Afterward, it appeared at a military port in Norfolk, nearly 200 miles away from the shipyard in Philadelphia. Sometime later, it reappeared in its original position again.
So you're saying it teleported?
Well, it's nothing but an urban legend. Just an occult story with low credibility.
I relate Tama's story back to Tokiko.
Yes, exactly. However, the story doesn't end there. When the USS Eldridge returned to Philadelphia, there were several sailors on board, but some of them had melted like a rotten banana, while others ended up with their bodies entirely burned and blackened. Others were said to have merged with the steel hull, their bodies having become a piece of the ship. Does that sound familiar?
You mean Jin? Are you saying his right half teleported here?
It isn't impossible. If a seam was torn, that is.
Impossible.
I feel like this game's gonna get very meta. More so than it already is. Yoyogi Park. Why are we here?
You like this park, don't you, Ryuki?
I feel calm when I'm around nature. It's like I can feel the buzz inside me quieting down. Tama, what do you think about what Tokiko said earlier? Is something like teleportation really possible?
Hey, come on. I told you the Philadelphia experiment is just an urban legend.
How else can you explain what happened with Jin? We can't deny that his right half suddenly appeared out of nowhere.
Jeez. Then why don't we find out for ourselves?
What do you mean? You want to go to the studio right now?
No need. Just close your eyes.
My eyes?
Just do it!
Okay.
Where did you pull the stick from? Reaccessing Tama's data from the crime scene. Hey.
What the? Did we teleport here?
Are you serious?
We're in Studio Devita, aren't we?
It just seems that way. We're not actually there.
Last night, I scanned every nook and cranny of the scene. What you're looking at now is what I replicated using that data.
Wow. It's like I'm actually there. The corpse looks so real.
Want me to put a mosaic over it?
Uncensored is fine.
Now, less digressing and more investigating.
Your objective is to solve the mystery behind the sudden appearance of Jin's right half.
Alright, let's start looking around.
Virtual reality activation. Okay. I wasn't expecting this. Okay. The lights, that's the thing that interests me. Electric kettle.
Maybe it's for having tea during breaks.
Camera? Yes, the cameras didn't go off when the power did. Same responsible for all of those? Yeah. And we can't leave.
Wow.
Oh.
Switch to X-ray mode too.
That's because I've gathered all data from the scene.
Huh. There's a bunch of mannequins behind all of... That's weird.
These aren't good for much other than for show.
Nothing up with the cameras or the drinks or anything. Was there a person hiding behind? Or can we see half a person hiding behind? No, I guess not. Okay, that's where we were sitting yesterday.
The questions for the quiz also show up here too. Huh.
It's the host's podium.
Looks like it's there so the performers can check how they look on screen.
Yeah. Signboard.
How deep this sign is embedded.
What do we do at times like these?
Right, the X-ray.
Let's take a look at the corpse
Like I mentioned
as well.
yesterday, Jin's estimated time of death is 6 o'clock on February 9th. Based on the time his corpse appeared, it should be about 40 hours ago. Rigor mortis seems to be fading already.
It's not completely gone yet, but the body has somewhat softened at this point. It should take more time to get to the stage if it's been on a rooftop in the winter. That's why I think this corpse was kept indoors, someplace warm.
Rigor mortis was already fading and the body had somewhat softened by the time it was found. Okay, so there was something inside of him. Because we didn't see it when we scanned it during the actual thing, did we?
Part of the signboard is stuck pretty deep in there.
There's a bit of a curve at the tip. Kind of like a man's...
You know what?
Couldn't you have compared it to a fishhook or something?
Well, it won't come out easily. Whoever stuck it in probably didn't want it pulled out.
Of course not. A signboard would be useless unless it's standing.
It's useless unless it's standing?
Let's not go there.
No, that's not what I meant.
Signboard was stuck in the corpse, so it's difficult to remove.
What's this? There's something inside the body.
3 things catch my attention. First, a mixture of potassium chlorate, sulfur, and red phosphorus. This is probably a fire starter. It would ignite very easily. The fuse is coiled up and extends from there. By the way, the fuse includes an oxidizing agent, so it can continue to burn even inside the body. And finally, at the end of the fuse is a powder mixture of iron oxide and aluminum. This is a substance that causes a thermite reaction. When ignited, it creates heat of over 3,000 degrees Celsius and burns violently.
Inside the corpse is fuel that goes off with even the slightest impact, a fuse, and a substance that causes thermite reaction. So it was triggered by somebody touching the body, I guess. Is there anything else X-ray wise to? Difficult to remove. Okay.
What's this? Getting a better look at it. It looks like something tied to his waist. It's like a spider's thread. No. Even
Oh, tied to the sign. So if it's anybody tries to use the
CNT, or carbon nanotube. Graphene sheets with the thickness of a single carbon atom. These were rolled into a cylindrical shape to make these nanotubes. The diameter is about 0.4 nanometers. A single nanometer is 1/1000th of 1 meter, so it's not visible to the naked eye.
Right, okay.
But I can see it.
That's because this thread is made by bundling multiple CNTs. I've also enhanced your vision so you'd be able to see it. By the way, CNTs are extremely durable. They're elastic and hard to break, and it's said that their theoretical maximum tensile strength is 50 times that of steel. Anyway, where is the other end of the CNT connected?
Oh, it goes past the sign.
That way.
Ah,
Red lamp.
that'd be for the lights.
What's this?
It's the light switch.
The CNT is tied to it.
CNT extending from the corpse was threaded through the ceiling beam and tied to the light switch. So assuming it takes time from the bomb being activated to actually detonating, it's kind of like a timer. So you hit the light switch and then
Okay.
it sets everything into motion, kind of.
Done investigating here.
Maybe? How would you set it up so fast?
So far, we should be able to solve the mystery.
You mean the mystery of how Jin's body appeared? That's what you're talking about, right?
Yep. Let's get on that now. First thing, about that power outage when the body appeared. Was it really just a power outage?
I was wondering about that too. The lights came back on way too quickly.
And the cameras were rolling.
If the power did go out, the stream should have cut out at the same time.
But the stream went on, no problem.
So it wasn't an outage. The lights were switched off.
So how did the lights get turned off?
Well, I think I know what did it.
With the switch, somebody physically turned it off.
That's the switch that powers the lighting.
Yeah, let's not overthink this. Someone simply walked up and flipped this switch.
It's the most obvious explanation.
When the lights went out.
Ah.
Let's try to think of something else.
Did the switch get pulled when the body showed up?
They were routed through the ceiling beams and onto the light switch. There were bundled CNTs tied to the body. They were routed through the ceiling beams and onto the light switch.
But a dead body can't pull strings.
No, but it can fall. From the ceiling, I mean.
Now that you mention it, I thought I heard something hit the floor right after the lights went out.
The body fell from the ceiling and tugged on the CNT, which caused the light switch to turn off.
So on to the next question. The corpse was hidden up in the ceiling, right? Then how did it fall?
It's got to be the rigor mortis softening. But how did they get it to fall in such a specific width that it was like literally facing the cameras? That's... Rigor mortis was already fading.
Mechanism of the body softening after rigor mortis. The body must have been placed up in the ceiling like a bridge between two beams. It would stay up there while the body is still stiff. But as time passes and rigor mortis lessens, the corpse softens.
And that's what made it fall down. Now for the final question. Why did the body explode and burn?
Well, that can be explained by using the X-ray mode.
Cops. Because it had the bomb inside of it.
Contraption set up inside the body. The ignition agent combusted from the impact of the body hitting the ground. The fire went up the coiled fuse and onto the substance that triggered a thermite reaction. The substance was eventually ignited, causing a huge explosion.
So that interval between the fall and explosion was because of the time it took for the fire to reach the end of the fuse. I get it. It was hard to find traces of that trick because it was such an analog method.
Because it was all based on the rigor mortis as well. It could have been set up at any time, really.
No, not yet. That was just a rehearsal. We still have the main show.
What do you mean?
We're recreating the culprit's actions.
Are you telling me to do that?
You're the only actor here, aren't you?
Actor?
So, I'm Tama, the director and camera operator. Now that I'm in the director's chair, I'm not going to tolerate shoddy acting. So keep that in mind.
Are we recording something?
Of course we are. We're testing a theory here, so we need to create something that can be viewed objectively.
I have no idea what you're going on about.
Shut your stupid mouth, you third-rate... Are you too much of a moron to figure this out without the director having to tell you everything?
But...
Just zip it and play the culprit. If we're doing this, we're going for the Macademy Award.
Macademy? Like the nuts?
Enough! Let's get this started! Ready? Action!
Hi! The culprit who killed Jin. Now, prepare to witness an amazing show featuring this corpse.
Not only is your acting amateurish, but I don't even understand what kind of character you're trying to play here.
I am an amateur.
Well, this is just the beginning, so I'll give you a pass for now. Let's start with the positioning of the body. Where and how was it placed?
Up in the rafters.
It was right here. The body was placed so it was hung like a bridge between two beams.
You can place it like this because it was stiff from rigor mortis. So that's how they did the light trick.
Carbon nanotubes, CNT, were tied to the body. The CNT went up the beams and extended downward onto the light switch.
CNT is too thin to be seen with the naked eye, so no one noticed it.
I've got it all set up. Now I just need to wait for the rigor mortis to subside.
Hey, aren't you supposed to be in character?
Boy! I sure hope the corpse gets softer soon. It needs to be soft and squishy. Like an octopus!
This scene makes no sense. I'm cutting it out.
You made me...
Oh.
And after time passed...
Sorry, I accidentally hit the button there. Interesting that it fell straight down perfectly.
The body falls, and the impact sets off the ignition agent inside it. The fire travels up the fuse line.
Soon after, a staff member turns on the lights.
Bam! A body appears, as if it teleported in out of nowhere. Sometime later, the burning fuse inside the body reaches the explosives.
Pouring myself a drink while I watch this.
And that is the truth behind the corpse's sudden appearance and explosion.
Good work! I got some nice footage of the reenactment.
I still don't understand why the acting was necessary.
For shits and giggles.
It all makes sense now. That corpse didn't teleport here after all.
Of course it didn't. Though the culprit obviously wanted it to seem that way.
Half of a body just suddenly appearing out of nowhere.
That's a hell of a setup.
Philadelphia experiment.
That's some Jonathan Creek level shit.
All that trouble to make it look like something strange occurred.
I think they also wanted to draw as much attention as possible to that sign. All so they could spread that QR video.
About the reason the corpse's cross-section was facing downwards.
That body fell from the studio ceiling. If it fell sideways when it landed, the culprit's plans would have been ruined.
Yes, like you said, it would have been pointless unless the sign was standing erect. Just like a man's you-know-what.
Again with that joke? Besides, it is not useless when it's not erect.
Exactly.
What?
There was another purpose to the sign. It's the same reason darts and rockets have tails.
I get it.
Oh, to make sure it fell correctly.
Actually faced the ground because of that sign. It was meant to control the body's posture as it fell.
Huh. Okay. About the time rigor mortis would have subside.
The culprit must have wanted the body to fall during the live stream, right? It would have been pointless otherwise. But could they really predict when rigor mortis would dissipate so accurately?
The culprit didn't put the corpse up on the ceiling beams while it was completely stiff. It had to have been after the body had started to soften, just slightly. That way, they could estimate that the body would fall in a few hours or so. The stream was scheduled for a whole 6 hours. The culprit was fine as long as the body fell sometime during that period.
Yeah, fair enough. That makes sense. It just happened to fall during the time when we were on it. Why did the culprit blow up the corpse?
Their goal was to make it seem like a supernatural phenomenon. That's why they couldn't leave the CNT on the scene.
Because it would give away
Oh, right, yeah, destroy it.
So that's why they caused a thermite reaction.
I did say it was destroying some type of evidence. I thought it was going to be DNA stuff. CNT is highly flammable carbon material. It doesn't stand a chance against 3,000 degree temperature.
Like a supernatural phenomenon, and to spread the QR video, right?
But it bonds with oxygen to create carbon dioxide, which helps extinguish the flame. Okay. So it burns and then snuffs itself out as well, so a very handy way of destroying evidence.
I don't know if that's all there is to it, but probably.
I wonder why Jin was chosen.
Yeah, we haven't gotten to the bottom of that yet.
Left side B.
It hasn't been found yet. Anyway, starting our search with the people who might have the intel we need is #1 rule of investigation, right?
Like who?
Jin's right half was up in the studio ceiling the whole time we were shooting the show. There must be someone who knew about it, or at least noticed it.
You mean... the director? Shinpei Wagai?
Right.
Where is he now?
I've tracked him down using his smartphone GPS. He's in Akihabara right now. At the maid cafe Sunfish Pocket.
Hey. Hell yeah, Sunfish Pocket. Revisit all the locations from the last game. Are we going to end up at the Okura warehouse at some point? Hey, there's Mama. There he is.
Ah, shit.
Wait, what?
Damn!
What the fuck? Why is he pulling a piece? Wait, who's he trying to shoot? Oh shit. Oh, he's shooting at me. Damn, our reaction times are amazing. God, I hope no one behind us got hit.
Firing your gun in here? Are you insane? There are customers and staff in here.
My bad.
An apology is not gonna cut it.
Yeah, why the fuck were you trying to shoot at me in the first place?
The local police should be here soon.
Hey, can't you just let me go?
What?
I told you, my girl's pregnant, right?
I can't go to jail.
Should have thought about that before.
Accepted his offer in the first place. I needed money to take care of my kid.
Oh, here we go.
Accepted whose offer?
Some guy named Terror.
Oh boy.
I don't know his real name. Haven't seen his face or heard his voice either. All my contact with him was through Nile.
What did he ask you to do?
He said,
I want to borrow your studio for an hour or so on the 10th before you start preparing the stream. Do not let anyone near the studio during that time. That includes you. All you need to do is keep the entrance unlocked, that's all. I'll pay you 5 million. If everything goes well, I'll pay you on the night of the 11th.
so me and the staff haven't met this Terror guy at all. I don't know what happened in the studio either.
So why'd you pull a gun and start shooting at me, dude? What the fuck? Oh, dude, you're still going to fucking jail. Come to Class 3A at Sekiba High. You'll get your money there.
Class 3A at Sekiba High.
Ryuki!
Yeah, let's go.
Dude, why the fuck did you pull a gun? What did you think was gonna happen? Another body? There we go. I knew it wasn't gonna stop with just one murder.
The director of Horodori Institute of Genetics, Chikara Horodori.
Okay, victim number 2.
No way. It can't be.
So does Mizuki know that there's a second victim? Or is that information that didn't come through to her? Nothing to be done. Ryuki chapter 2. Hey, the shrine. Wow, we really are just revisiting every single fucking location from the first game, aren't we?
Mr. Date told me about this shrine. This place is so full of nature. Just like Yoyagi Park. It's just calming here.
Yaris plants.
I see.
Tama, would you mind giving me some support?
What do you mean?
I've been thinking about Chikara's murder.
Are you sure you're okay, Ryuki?
What do you mean?
I feel like all of this has been taking a huge mental toll on you.
I'm fine. More importantly, can you recreate the crime scene for me? I just need to close my eyes, right?
Yeah, but... Fine. I'll play along.
Why are we
You are technically my master.
recreating it and not
Obey your orders.
Thanks.
doing the initial investigation there at the site? I feel like So this is him retelling the story to Mizuki. I feel like there's been a couple of gaps in the story where there should have been like more. I feel like that's one of them. I feel like when he was talking to the kid who gave the code, like the location of the lab.
I learned how to do 3D modeling in a correspondence course. Back when I was a student, my grandma told me I should learn a skill set.
And I think the meeting with the nirvanA lady might have had more to it. I feel like there's gaps. Like he's not telling Mizuki the whole situation. Like, why are we investigating this through Tama's recording of it instead of the actual crime scene?
Ryuki, can you not rub your face on it?
I'm not!
Alright, the cops.
Jakara's right side. The cross-section is stuck right onto the blackboard.
What's the estimated time of death?
Based on the time the body was discovered, that would make it about 4 hours ago.
So, around 8 p.m. on February 11th, right around the time we were meeting with Tokiko.
Okay, right side. It's up against the blackboard. Up against it how? How is it sticking?
I'm sorry, Ryuki. This might freak you out, but there's something I have to tell you. Will you hear me out?
What?
The thing is, this corpse is so cowardly that it has no guts!
What?
I know. That was so bad. The joke was over before I even said it. But I just had to do it. I mean, look, the corpse is completely missing its guts. I couldn't let this chance pass me by.
Tama, what are you doing?
Looks like there aren't any other clues here.
The reason the cops is on the blackboard is because... Oh, what? Are you kidding? I didn't even get a chance to read that.
Well, satisfied?
Not really. You cut off the thing before I got a chance to read it. Is there a thing in the files that lets me view... Does it fall under trivia? The reason the copy is on the blackboard is because it doesn't have internal organs anymore. The open space inside the body has a lower pressure than the outside. It's similar to how suction cups work, so it's sticking by pressure. What? What? Huh. Oh, while we're here, I want to check something. Where's nirvanA? Is it going to do the same stupid thing as the first game? Oh, where is it? Come on, nirvanA has to be in here somewhere. Really? It's not in here? Huh. Well, we've met most of the characters in the past. Oops. We'll have to have a proper look through that at some point. How's my evaluation? Yay, class up. Oh, costumes added to the bonus. Mizuki's outfit, Ryuki's outfit, and Catty's. Rank up again. Mermaid outfit, cat paw and tails. You know what? Let's just take a quick break and take a look at some of this stuff. What martial art are you good at? Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I'm just jealousy. I'm not good at Halsey. What? Whatever. Oh, bonus, I have to quit, don't I? I have to save and quit out. I'll take a look at that at the end. Alright, Tama. What about the security cameras? Well, we already know there's tons of gaps in the security for the school.
I checked the footage, but I didn't see anyone suspicious. Of course, that place is huge, so there are plenty of areas the security cameras don't cover.
Any cameras on campus?
None. Do you remember what Gen said? The security at Sekiba High is completely lacking.
And also, he knows how to get in, because he's done it before. So he knows where the gaps are. About the Nile message the terror sent Jinpei.
I think he was lying about the money. Terror probably wanted someone to find Chikara's body.
You mean he wanted Jinpei to find it?
Not necessarily. It might have been for the police. Terror might have predicted that someone from the police would contact Jinpei.
Entirely reasonable. Alright, is he the culprit?
That's my assumption. I can't think of any other suspects.
Just who is this terror?
I wouldn't be having so much trouble if I knew that.
It can't be Tokiko, can it? Tokiko was with me at Chikara's time of death, and she was in Okinawa during the incident with Jin.
Yeah, at the very least, it seems unlikely that she did it personally.
But something has been bothering me. I feel like Tokiko is involved somehow. Chikara was a member of NICE, and he knew about Bats 490. That's not all. The appearance of Jin's corpse was made to seem like a paranormal phenomenon, as if the same thing from the Philadelphia experiment had happened.
After all, we are living in nothing but a simulation. A false world created by a program.
Could she have done all this to give her claim credibility?
I don't know, but it's possible.
Faking a supernatural event so people would believe in your
In any case,
stuff.
see Tokiko.
It's totally not a religion, though. Totally not a religion.
Understood. We've come this far. I'll back you up until you're satisfied.
There is something I want to check out before we finish this session. I want to go back to that interview with her and do the wink scan on.
I've been expecting you. I thought you would be arriving soon.
What do you mean?
I mean, I knew you would come see me.
Alright.
The symbol of Knives, the non-Yapal X. There are 4 unseen X's hidden within. They represent the truth of the world you live in. That is yet another meaning inside the non-Yapal X.
I can see one of them, I just don't know where the... Huh. 4 unseen X's? I think it's the big one in the middle. No, it can't be if it's a symmetric shape. I don't know. Right, Mamoru. Oh, we don't have the option to wink either of them either. About this room.
As you know, this is the president's office at the NICE Japan branch.
The world is full of rubbish. Such things should all be washed away. That was my thinking when I designed this room.
You designed it?
Yes, the flow of water cleanses one's heart. just like the flow of time.
Why the sunglasses?
These aren't sunglasses. It's a fairy's black bra.
What a degenerate.
Anything suspicious about Tokiko? Talk shit about your boss to me.
Not really. She's a kind woman. But I obviously wouldn't tell you even if I did know something. As her secretary, it's part of my job to protect her secrets.
Mamoru is an excellent employee who faithfully fulfills his duties. I have complete trust in him.
I'm honored to hear that. I respect you from the bottom of my heart as well.
Gag.
Get a room, you two. Holy shit. It's Mamoru, Tokiko's secretary and bodyguard, and an absolute pervert wearing a black bra on his face. Yeah, what's with the glass doll? Tell me about that. Right, Tokiko. Jin's right half didn't teleport.
I've solved the mystery, Miss Shigure. Jin's right half didn't teleport. It was just made to seem that way. It should have been obvious when you think about it. Teleportation? It's impossible. We live in a simulation? This is a fake world created by a program? Impossible. Simulation theory is nothing but occult nonsense. Just a ludicrous myth like UFOs, ghosts, and Kappa. I'm sure there are people who'd like to believe in these things. And there are groups who profit by making people believe.
Yeah, talk shit, dude.
Mr. Ryuki, it appears as though there's been some misunderstanding. We of Nise have nothing to do with this.
Are you sure about that? All the pieces would fit together if Nise is the one that made the QR video. The falsified paranormal phenomenon, what was written on the signboard, it all advances your agenda. Could it be that you wanted to spread the QR video by showing that sign along with the corpse on stream?
As I've told you, we are not the ones who made the QR video. What is the purpose of the QR video in the first place? Are you saying there is some message urging people to join Nise in it?
This is why I think there's more to the conversation with the kid that got cut out. Because if there is a hidden message, could they not have... Would Ryuki not have figured out or asked about the method used to crack the code in BATS 490, then tried to apply that same logic to the QR video? To see if there is a hidden code in that one as well. Do you know someone named Shinpei Wagap?
No, I don't.
Then do you know about Terror?
I've heard that name on the news, yes. This is about the culprit, is it not?
Yes, but...
I have absolutely no idea who it could be. I'm sorry I can't help you, but...
Right, about Chikara's murder.
I know of the incident, of course. However...
Yes, I know you have an alibi. We were here, having a conversation during the time of Chikara Horadori's death. But that doesn't necessarily mean you're completely innocent.
Yeah, could have ordered the killing.
The president of Nise. Surely you have plenty of subordinates who can do your bidding.
Are you implying I ordered someone to kill him?
Yes, that's exactly what we're implying.
What would be my motive?
Well...
Remember what Tokiko said. Chikara Horadori is an avid believer in the Order of Percent. Their order and Nise are heading in completely different directions.
Perhaps Nise and the Order of Percent are hostile.
I see. You're suggesting there was a conflict between organizations. It is true that Nise and the Order of Percent have differing beliefs. However, we are not at odds with one another. Both organizations believe in the simulation theory. In that respect, we are comrades.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, how do your beliefs differ then? Like, what's the divide between you?
We are living in a simulation, a false world. And from this false world, we seek emancipation.
Oh, I see the 4 X's. The 4 hidden X's.
On the other hand, the Order of Percent, we are living...
It's the gaps between the X's.
A false world. But they wish to remain imprisoned within it.
Forever.
Mr. Ryuki, have you ever played an open-world game where you play as a criminal?
A game that lets you rob, murder, blow things up, leave a trail of debris wherever you go. An absurd, heinous game where you can freely commit all sorts of horrible crimes.
I've never played anything like that, but I know what you mean.
Then you can understand. If this is a false world created by someone, then the Order of Percent believe they can do whatever they wish. To them, this place is a true utopia. A dream world where they're allowed to do anything they want with no real consequences.
That's why they want to live here forever?
Exactly.
I get it. That's why Chikara was researching immortality.
In theory, using Purge, even immortality is achievable. The ultimate dream that humanity has been yearning for thousands of years. It will soon become a reality. What do you think? Isn't that wonderful?
About his research on immortality.
I'm aware that Chikara was very particular about immortality. However, I will say one thing. One must not believe in eternal youth. Eternal youth is a lie. By the way, Mr. Ryuki, do you remember what you said earlier? Simulation theory is nothing but occult nonsense. That is clearly false. The simulation theory is not occult. It falls within the realm of science. In fact, many esteemed scientists have given serious thought to the matter. The theory was originally proposed by a Swedish philosopher. However, the concept has been around since long ago, even as far back as the days of Plato and Zhuangzi. This world may be an illusion. At least, there is no way to prove it isn't an illusion. There are great people throughout history who have held such ideas.
But there's no way to prove it is an illusion either, is there?
No, there is plenty of science to support it. The holographic principle, theory of relativity, the measurement problem in quantum theory can also be considered proof.
What was the Swedish philosopher's claim?
I'd like to ask you one thing. Beings that are far more intelligent and advanced than we humans. Do you believe a civilization of such beings exists anywhere in this world? And by this world, I mean all possible worlds in the entire universe, including those outside of our own.
Potentially, yes.
Somewhere out there, probably.
I agree. Taking that into consideration, we're left with three possibilities. 1. Civilization hasn't reached a level of technology advanced enough to create a simulation that can't be distinguished from reality. 2. Civilization has reached a level of technology advanced enough to accomplish this, but it hasn't for some reason. 3. Civilization has reached that level of technology and has no strong reason not to use it. Therefore, they've proceeded with creating an intricate simulation. Which of these do you think is most likely?
Are you saying it's 3?
That is what a famous Swedish philosopher believed, at least. He further explains, that civilization must have run simulations millions or even trillions of times. In which case, it would make sense to believe our world would be included in one of those simulations.
You're saying it's far more likely that we're one of the countless simulated worlds, rather than a world that exists in the one and only reality. Do I have that right?
Yes.
Okay, so you're trying to play statistical odds. Additionally, the simulation in the real world may be a simulation itself, kind of like a Matryoshka doll. Just so you know, I'm not saying I believe the simulation theory. Simulation theory isn't too credible because of this Matryoshka aspect. There was something I was wanting to check and I can't remember what it was now. You know what, I've forgotten. Screw it. I'm getting sleepy? No. The holographic principle?
Even light cannot escape a black hole. I'm sure you've heard this before.
Uh-huh.
Information is the same. It cannot escape a black hole. It's known that the amount of information trapped in this way is not derived from the volume of the black hole, but the surface area. Considering this, you can conclude that information in a three-dimensional space is stored in the boundary of its two-dimensional surface. In other words, all information stored in this universe is encoded in a single flat plane, just like a hologram. Regarding gravity and other physical processes, they can be completely accounted for through the laws of physics defined by the boundary surface. Let's take a character from an action game, for example. When that character falls,
Not Mario.
he was pulled to the ground by gravity. However, gravity does not actually exist in the game world. Only code that was written in the program. The character's body is merely made to show as if it fell based on its code.
You think this world is the same?
The holographic principle is not a theory. It is a principle. It has already been mathematically proven.
The processing speed problem.
Say this world really is a simulation. Then that would mean a computer or something that's running the simulation exists somewhere, right? But it doesn't seem realistic that everything that happens in the universe could be derived by calculation.
Yes, you are right. However, there is no need to calculate every phenomenon, only what observers see and experience. Take the measurement problem in quantum theory. It explains the inexplicable phenomenon observed in the double-slit experiment. Quantum matter appears as particles when observed, and as waves when not observed. For the latter, its position cannot be specified because it exists as a stochastic wave. Therefore, it must be calculated and processed as the entire wave, and is impossible to reduce. The faster an object moves, or as the effects of gravity increase along with the increase in mass, time progresses slower, as I'm sure you know.
And that's related to processing speed?
Yes. When the load during calculation is increased, a phenomenon akin to a processing failure occurs. That is why nothing can exceed the speed of light. The calculation wouldn't be able to catch up if acceleration is infinite.
Let me explain the double slit experiment. We shoot a ray of light towards a board with two slits with a screen behind it. This causes the rays to be distorted to look like stripes. This is because the light has the property of a wave. Then what would happen if we shot light molecules one at a time? The light molecules will show up as a dot on the screen. By continuously doing this, the stripes reappear. Why is this? The light molecules are only being shot one by one, so the board shouldn't have an effect. The next part of this experiment was done using a detection device to see which slit the molecule went through. This caused the stripes to disappear and only two lines appeared on the screen. Isn't that interesting? When it's not being observed, they appear as waves, and but as soon as you try to observe it, they appear as lines. This is the gist of the detection problem in molecular theory. That's a nice watch.
I see. Then let us leave it at that.
Okay.
In any case, there is no denying that the simulation theory is true. But unlike Chikara, I have no interest in the concept of immortality, because my objective is to tear at the seams of this world and emancipate us all.
How?
You mean dying?
No. Death and emancipation are completely different. I have no desire to commit suicide, though I would be fine with dying at any time.
Because this world isn't real.
There is that, yes. However, there is another reason. If I wish to do so, I can resurrect myself.
Buh?
We are living in a false world created by a program. Therefore, if we can rewrite its code, we can create miracles, like reincarnation, or even
Oh, that's a fucking crazy eyes.
someone who has already passed back to life.
Has this woman lost it? Ryuki, you were right. There's clearly a lot of reasons to be suspicious of Tokiko.
Yeah. Let's check with WingSync.
I feel like she's gonna be blank again. Like, if it didn't work last time, why would it work this time? Oh.
I saw everything. If you don't do as I say, I'm sure you know where this is going.
What is this?
Looks like Tokiko is blackmailing someone.
What is it she saw?
I don't know. This is as far as we can get through WingSync.
Then...
Yes, let's get a deeper look into her mind. Using a regular sync.
Okay. What? Are you kidding? Are you kidding? Wow. Oh, where did that autosave? Oh, fuck. Okay. I hope the autosave's not fucked. Because I haven't done a manual one in a while.
That corpse didn't teleport here after all. Firing your gun in here? Are you insane?
The director of Horodori Institute of Genetics. You are technically my master. I can't disobey your orders.
It's perfect. It's just like the real thing.
I'll back you up until you're satisfied.
Save looks. Oh, we're back at the start of the scene.
I've been expecting.
Okay, not completely awful then. Right, let's do a... What ability might be useful against Old Man? The Schmidt-style backbreaker. It's a Jeet couldn't do thing, maybe. A backbreaking movie. Okay, cool. You go back to sleep. Let's do a hard manual save. Just in case. Right, let's... Oh god, we have to skip through all of this again, don't we? Was there anything... Conversations? Just... Right.
Not really.
I've solved the
Right, skip through all of this again.
Say this.
That's a nice watch. Crazy eyes.
Ryuki.
And then we wing sync her. Game. Yay? Okay, good.
Ryuki, just to confirm, you did get permission, right?
Yes, she accompanied me voluntarily and...
Did she? Again, that's another gap that I feel is missing.
No, I meant from Boss.
I haven't seen Boss. She wasn't in the control room.
It's fine. I'll be sure to talk to her later.
I don't think this is a good idea. Besides, you don't look so good, Ryuki.
I'm fine. So please, I need more leads to solve this case.
Ryuki.
Fine. I'll help you for now, but I won't be held responsible. Deal? Look, Ryuki, please just don't cause any problems. You can only stay in Somnium for 6 minutes.
We know. Fucking hell.
I absolutely need you to follow this rule.
We know.
Yes, understood.
Okay then, let's begin.
You tell us that every single time we go in. I know it's super important, and it bears repeating, but we know. Right, how crazy is her Somnium gonna be? Oh, it's her office room. Okay. Oh, I miss Iba's crazy entrances.
The nice president's room. It's really white though.
Let's make an acronym poem with the letters for nice.
Where the hell is this coming from?
N.
Okay, okay. N. Not that I know why.
A.
A. Angry.
I.
Incoming?
X.
Shingu River Ray.
Not that I know why. Angry incoming Shingu. The Shingu River Ray. Such a kind animal.
Angered by humans polluting waterways, I guess.
Anyway, let's get on with this.
Somnium scan, activate!
Just the three, okay. Is this going to be a branching one? Stare into Tokiko's abyss. It seems like Tokiko was threatening someone. By peeking into her mind's abyss, you might discover something.
This is such a quiet place. So empty and blank.
Maybe that's Tokiko's mental state. Pretty eccentric. Hopefully we can find something here.
Looks like we can only interact with that ripped up book.
Right. Let's investigate.
Okay, before we do, let's take a quick look around, see if there's any hidden balls. Alright. The book it is.
A book of nice teachings. Why is it ripped in half?
Another half thing again.
Yeah, just one phrase. The intersection between the warp and weft. The rest is ripped off.
I remember Tokiko saying something like that.
The intersection between the warp and weft, that's where the seam can occur. Right?
I wonder what she meant by that.
Who knows? Why don't you join NICE to find out? Anyway, that's about all that we can get from this book.
Oh, she's sparkling. All of something into something, and the something are something to something. Amazing. Ah, there we go.
That's...
Okay, is that the only thing we have? Yeah, that is.
When did this get here? This wasn't here earlier.
What does it say?
That's where the seam can occur. Combining it with the book from earlier, the intersection between the warp and weft, that's where the seam can occur.
That's exactly what Tokiko said. If it's coming out in her Somnium, it must hold some significance.
Hello.
That's just what we saw in the wing sink.
Oh. What? What the fuck? Saw the seam. Okay. Decipher the book and find Al. Or AI? All of something into her writing and the blah 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 blah.
I can't really make out what happened, though. I did see Gen, I think.
It was just really chaotic.
Maybe the key to solving this somnium has to do with what we found in the Nice book.
The intersection between the warp and weft, that's where the seam can occur. That will help us? I don't know about that. I don't see how that will help us right now.
I don't think it's completely unrelated, but...
The next suspicious thing is...
Do you see anything?
Not really.
What is that?
Seems a lot deeper. It was pretty shallow earlier.
Oh, it's the office again. That's one of the statues in the corner.
Let's dive in.
What? Dive? Here?
Yeah. Where else would I be talking about?
But it's really deep. And Red, what if there's an angry Shingu River Ray in there?
Enough with the complaining. You don't even need to breathe. It'll be fine. Go for it.
Fine. Why do you always gain this weird confidence during syncs?
Underwater movement. Oh my god, you can swim around underwater. Underwater movement will also progress time. Wow, they're really going all out for adding new stuff into this game, aren't they?
That was surprising. All of a sudden, we're out of the water.
Something near the door.
We fell from up there.
But we ended up in the same room. Oh look, the book again.
Let's check it out.
Before we do, let's take a look around for another eye. All of the eyes just gonna be on the back of her chair.
This one's not ripped. Just another single phrase. Where the black light gathers, sadness is born.
Where the black light gathers. Whoa, skulls? Why is Tokiko thinking about this?
Wait, I sense something.
What is this thing?
Huh.
Is that another one of the antibodies?
With this and the skulls, this is getting really creepy all of a sudden.
Maybe that's the black. Let's just search the room for now.
Yeah, if we can't find anything, we'll reread the book and think through our options again.
All of something into her writing and the something are something to those teachings. Okay, we can't interact with you. Where the black light meets.
Ryuki, you have 5 minutes remaining.
Black light makes me think it's something in the shadows rather than... Do all of these have shadows? Is there any that's missing one? No, they all have shadows.
This one is bigger and misshapen.
Oh. Wow, I actually managed to pick the right one.
It looks like he's in pain.
It stood out to me, I don't know why. I guess it was bigger. Are they torturing Gen or something?
Huh?
Disappeared. I wonder what the relationship between Tokiko and Gen is.
What was that?
Ryuki, you okay?
Oh, yeah.
Looks like the book was the hint. Where the black light gathers, sadness is born.
After the sync, we need to ask Tokiko about Gen.
Tokiko has something something and something 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 within something. Oh, that was the kid.
Did you see that? It became Shoma for a split second. Maybe Tokiko is related to him as well.
Why Shoma? Tama, make chase!
I mean, we know from the first game that...
Make it sound like I'm committing suicide. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, we know from the first game that something can't appear in a Somnium if the person doesn't know about it. So she has to know Gen and Shoma. Somehow. Shoma figured out the code, but he didn't go to the location. For the percentage dudes.
It's the same room again. But this time, the room itself is underwater too.
If this is the same as earlier, there has to be something related to Shoma.
Behind the chair again. It is just always going to be behind the chair. Oh, am I a current? Yeah, there is a current around the room. Starting from near the front door, around her, and then going out to the window?
It says, where the water and ideas flow, love is born.
More metaphors, huh? It must be some kind of hint, like last time. It's a hand. And this.
The non-upal X symbol.
I remember Tokiko mentioning it.
I'm curious about the water and ideas flow part.
Anyway, let's check inside.
Oh, there is a second floor.
We can read the hint again and figure it out.
Goes in a loop. All of something into her writing, and these something are strongly tied to those teachings. Is it the one that's in the flow of water? Because those two are outside of it. That one's... yeah, we just ride the current. Okay, so there's the one near the door. And this one.
How should I check? High five?
When in Rome. How about making the same hand sign?
Huh? The light is gone. Maybe we did something wrong?
Anyway, let's check the others.
Tokiko has something completely within. Hang on. You're right on the statue. What's ascend R2?
Nothing is happening.
Maybe this isn't anything.
Something, it seems Tokiko's something.
4 minutes remaining.
It lit up.
This world is alive. Do you understand?
Was that Tokiko's voice?
It sounded like she was talking to someone.
Alright, so I follow the flow of the water then. So this leads into this current, which takes me to the one that we checked before.
It's silent. You will follow my orders.
Tokiko's voice again.
I wonder who she's talking to. She can't be talking to herself.
And then we follow this one, which takes us to... That's just taking me back to the door. This one.
Let's transcend this world together.
Wait, she must be talking to...
Ryuki, look! Outside the window.
Shoma?
Oh. 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 Oh.
What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, Shoma did figure out the 490. If Nai's made the video to try and find people for whatever, is Shoma the one that they were looking for? Decipher the book and find the truth.
So she does have a relationship with Shoma.
Maybe what we heard earlier was for Shoma too.
Love is born.
Let's think about it later. Look at that. It looks painful.
I have a bad feeling about this. Follow it.
Tokiko has lost something, and something resides completely within something. What skill can defeat an old man? Any of these, I have no fucking clue what any of them mean. It's the most useful move to perform an enemy when you want to pin them. Hey, we received 1,000 eyeballs as a result. Cool. That's a lot. Eyebally's strategy guide has been added to the manual in the file. Okay. Let's take a look. Oh my god, there's a whole like Tamagotchi evolution guide thing. What the fuck? Oh, holy shit. Okay. Right, let's finish this Somnium before I take a look at that. This one's a deep one. Oh, hello.
It's the same room again, but vertical?
This is really messing with my sense of balance. How far does this room even go?
Another book. Hopefully this is the last.
She's disappeared again. Let's have a look. Book inspect.
It says, when the eyes are met, death is born.
Death? Tokiko is getting more and more suspicious.
Maybe our focus should be on Nice. The book and an eyeball.
Do you think that's what is meant by eyes are met?
Maybe it's talking about me.
You are an eyeball. Tama, why don't you lock eyes with it?
Are you trying to kill me? It said death is born.
Then, when the eyes are met is...
Okay, gotta get the eyes to look at the ones on the wall, the red ones. All of her ideas are poured into her writing, and the something are strongly tied with these teachings.
You have 3 minutes left. Get it together, Ryuki.
Let's go down and take a look at the eyes. It's a book with eyes on it. Okay. 2 books with eyes on it and 2 floating eyes. And once again. Okay, I feel like these ones are going to be the important ones.
A big eyeball. What is going on inside her head that would make this appear?
Like I said, that old woman is crazy. So what's it gonna be?
Flip it?
Ugh.
No, I feel that's wrong.
Nothing is happening.
How about we check another eye?
Digging deeper, it seems Tokiko's something. Yeah, I think it's this one I need to flip over.
An eyeball.
Is this what eyes meeting means?
Thoughts are more clear. Ascend is that one. Do I have to open this book?
The red book. This book is closed.
Open it.
I'm gonna open it. There are eye symbols on the left and right pages.
That's it?
Yep, that's it.
It might be related to when the eyes are met, death is born.
Tokiko has lost something and her mind resides completely within something. Oh, she's closed it. I thought she was going to point it at that one. Okay, I need to get to that eyeball.
Ryuki, less than 2 minutes left. Be careful.
An eyeball.
It's minus 5 seconds on that.
And spin. I set the eyes to face each other.
Okay. We've got the closed book, the open book. Oh, there's another book up there.
A closed book.
Do I need to flip it first, maybe?
Reverse. A regular book cover.
I thought turning it around wouldn't do anything. And I was right. It was pointless.
Then don't make me do it!
Tokiko has lost all sense of emotion and her mind resides completely within something.
A closed book. Open. There are 2 eyes. Ryuki, if you're stuck, why don't you read the first book again?
Within nirvanA. Yeah, what am I supposed to... think harder. Can I not use a timey on... Ah, it sucks. I really want to use a timey on one of those. Okay, what about you?
It's a red book of night.
It has an eye symbol.
It's filled with eyes.
What about flipping it?
Turn it around. Something will happen. Do it.
And there. Nothing is happening.
Okay, we've got to close the books then, I guess.
Huh? You were the one who said to do it.
Huh? So?
Huh?
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 I'm sorry.
Alright, red book. We're running out of time. Close. The eyes are meeting each other inside the book. I get it. You're making the two eyes face each other by closing the book. Fuck, okay.
This should do it.
There are timies with negative effects. Negative timies spend time in a force to be used. Yeah, we know. So whatever my next action is going to be is going to cost me twice as much time. But that's one I have to take. So.
You have less than a minute left. Hurry!
Oh, pardon me. It's 18 seconds either way, isn't it?
Got it. So, did we make the eyes meet?
We made a cross in the middle. Aha.
New book.
When the eyes are met, death is born. Death. Tama, let's check that out too.
Okay. Book E.
New book of nice teachings. This time it's closed.
Yeah, let's flip it. Get the 1 second timing.
Nothing is happening. It looks like a normal book.
It's kind of eerie, but you should look.
It's another red book.
Okay,
Huh? A mirror.
Ah. I think those might be the other people that figured out the hidden code in Bats 490.
What was that?
So many people. What is Tokiko thinking?
Oh god. Are we not going to meet the time limit? I might have to redo that segment because I wasted a ton of time on it. I think I can do the timey stuff better as well. So at the minute I've got a ×9 timey.
Seems dive in again.
Tama, go!
I thought I was gonna fall forever.
You got some balls, Tama.
Thanks. But there's nothing here.
Doesn't look like we can learn anything here.
Except the book. 27 seconds. Alright, let's rewind. Because we can save a bunch of time here. Save like a ton of time.
So she does have a relationship with Shoma.
Maybe.
You know, I'm actually going to take a quick loo break. Won't be long. Just be a couple of minutes.
What we heard earlier was for Shoma too.
Love is born.
Okay, we're back.
Let's think about it later. Look at that.
Alright, skip that, skip this because we've seen it. Alright, gotta go down now. I was hoping it'd put me into the next room. Because this feels like it eats up a chunk of time. Okay, skip through all of this because we know it. Okay, we have to read the book first, so...
You have 3 minutes left.
Okay, let's go up straight away. Oh, we don't need to do anything with that one. Bollocks. Fuck. Let's get the negative timies for closing the books first.
It's a red book of...
It has an...
It's filled?
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, we know about negative ones. Let's go back up to this eye.
A big eyeball.
I mean, it's 18 seconds either way, isn't it? So.
Ryuki, less than 2 minutes left. Be careful.
Don't rush me, don't rush me. Okay. Close it.
An eyeball.
And flip it.
It's a new...
That actually increases the amount of time we have to spend on it, so...
Huh? A mirror?
Was there anything that we could waste this ×9 on before we... No, we literally just have to go into the hole.
You have less than a minute left. Hurry!
I think it costs, what, 20-something seconds? 27.
At the end of an incomplete world, truth is born.
That's...
Manipulax.
Aha.
Let's go.
Seconds left.
Oh, come on, that's so far to swim. That's so far. How the fuck am I supposed to get there in time? Oh, this is some grade A bullshit. And I got another ×9. How am I supposed to do this? What happened there? Did I get teleported backwards?
It's almost time, Ryuki.
Huh? Already?
Oh, is it deliberately impossible to do?
Tokiko.
I think it might be deliberately impossible. Oh, no, I just fucked up. Okay, you know what, let's just restart from the start. I don't know what I'm supposed to do at the end with those ×9s and things. Is there any way I could have... Where do I shave off time?
Right.
Right, examine the book. Okay, I don't need to grab the eyes anymore, so... And again, he drops. We jump into the water, we learn to swim. And then drop to the floor. Okay, it was the skull that was bigger than the rest, and it was the one to the left of her desk. This one. Whatever the hell's going on with getting there. Okay, descending again. Okay, it was starting with this one. Oh, no, I need to actually read the book first.
Ryuki, you have 5 minutes remaining.
And write the current to this one. And then to this one.
So she does have a...
It looks pain.
Okay, I feel like that saved us a couple of seconds. I wish this didn't take so long to do. She was just T-posing at her desk
4
there.
minutes remaining.
Okay, so inspect the book. Okay, let's go down to this book first. Close it. Back up to this eye.
A big eye?
Like I said, so what's...
Flip it, because it's going to cost the same either way. Yeah. Is the 1 second going to be that useful? I don't think it is.
You have 3 minutes left. Get it together, Ryuki.
I'm trying, dude, I'm trying.
A red book.
Okay, so then we close you as well. Across to this eye.
An eyeball.
Flip it because it's going to cost the same either way.
It's a new book this time.
And it saves us 8 seconds, so yeah. There's nothing around to waste that times 9 on. I'm just gonna have to live with that. That's gonna cost me 27 seconds.
Ryuki, less than 2 minutes.
Okay.
Be careful.
So I got like 100 seconds to get to the book now. That's way faster than last time. And whatever the interaction I have is gonna be a ×9. Was me going backwards last time? Just like a weird glitch thing? Like a collision bug or something? I'm not sure.
I'm going to open it. Is it some kind of planning sheet? It says nirvanA Initiative.
It's the name of the game.
nirvanA Initiative.
No good. There's too much blacked out.
Come on, isn't there anything else?
Ryuki, we're almost out of time.
Wait, try reading more of it.
Pewter, please.
Hey, we made it to the end. Timing's mostly pointless in that one. Plenty of time left on the clock. Go, Ryuki Chapter 2.
Miss Shigure, I've taken a look inside your mind, using this machine.
Really? Nothing to say about that? Let's have a look about. Pewter! About that Somnium.
You don't have to explain. The images shown in Somnium are all displayed here in the control room.
Where is Boss?
I haven't seen her. She probably hasn't arrived at Abyss HQ yet.
What to do with Tokiko?
Tokiko Shigure is not a suspect. We can't detain her without clear grounds to do so.
So we have to release her. I guess we have no choice.
Sync machine. The door out. Nothing else in this room? Alright, Tokiko. Let's talk about what just happened. Doesn't seem phased. About Gen.
Do you know someone named Gen Ishiagane? He appeared in your dream.
Oh, she's staying silent. About Shoma?
Shoma Enda. I know you know about him. Can you tell me about your relationship with him?
Okay, what's the nirvanA Initiative?
The nirvanA Initiative. Is it some sort of plan?
Just staying silent through the whole thing.
Seems you have many questions for me, but I apologize. I'm afraid I have prior engagements. Could you please visit me at my office again at 10 o'clock tonight? I would be happy to share more information with you then. If you'll excuse me.
I have a feeling she's going to turn up dead next. I think she's going to be the next victim.
Wait, where's Pewter?
He went to see Tokiko off.
I see. So, what do I do now?
Figure that out yourself.
We can't examine anything. Alright, Tama. What the fuck? Got you pancakes. What? Asked to tie me up in a tortoise shell rope binding. What? Become a Major League Baseball player. Go see Ken and Shoma.
We already did that yesterday.
Why not? Come on, just a little bit.
Go eat pancakes.
You think this is a damn joke? Don't make me sentence you to a panting!
What? What is that?
Become a Major League Baseball player.
I'll become a major leaguer.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, we've got to go see Ken and Shoma.
That Somnium earlier, Gen appeared. And Shoma did too.
So Tokiko definitely knows them. And yet...
Shoma, I can see. Gen, I have no idea.
Tama, what time is it now?
A little past 1300. We have almost 9 whole hours until the appointed time.
Anyway, let's talk to Gen and Shoma.
Plenty of time for her to get murdered and cut in half.
I can't track down either of them. Either their phones are out of battery, their GPS is off, or they're somewhere without any signal.
Then we'll have to take a guess. Maybe Shoma is at school.
No, he hasn't been there in a while.
He hasn't been going to school?
It seems not.
Maybe his dad knows?
Well, I'll get to that later. So then Shoma must be at home. Or...
Yes, he really loves this Ferris wheel too.
Ah.
At the rooftop amusement park at Misatan.
Gen is probably at his restaurant or the warehouse district at the port. He once told me he loves
Warehouse district at the port.
goes there all the time to look at the sea.
Oh, fuck off. We are actually going back to Okayura Fisheries.
Let's get moving.
Are you kidding? We're actually going to go back to the port. I was joking earlier. Oh my fucking god. Unbelievable. What the fuck? What the actual fuck? Alright. You know what? It's getting pretty late, so what we'll do is we'll leave it for next time. So let's do a hard save. Let's take a look at my eyeball. What kind of car do you want? Mario Kart. Cars are an embodiment of the opposite sex. That means you like Mario, okay? Okay. Sure. Evaluation. How's my evaluation doing? Have I unlocked some more costumes? No. Okay, that's 5 achievements / trophies so far. The file. Let's take a look. We haven't had a look through this yet. We've got a bit of a backlog of stuff. Mizuki. 12 years old, profession 6th grader. Likes a bunch of stuff. Different types of food, I guess. Metal pipe and iris. Dislikes raw fish and perverts. Hobbies. Racing Cleone. Collecting Adarabbit merch. Skills martial arts all. Her father and mother Renju Okura and Shoko Nadami have passed away. She has been adopted by Konami Date and uses his last name. She sometimes assists Date when he needs fighting power. Gets along with Iris, Amame and Kizuna, which I assume is Ota and... Oh no, Amame is, what's her face? From... Yeah. Right. Iba. Likes insects, spiders, crustaceans. A0F5? Don't know. Dislikes perverted jokes, watermelon crushing, VR videos. Hobbies dancing and entomology. Skills hacking, fluoroscopy, voice intimidation, 3D modeling. AI ball, an autonomous robot with an advanced AI. She's usually in the shape of an eyeball. She got in a fight with her current partner Date and is now on her own. She is doing top secret mission under orders of boss. Ryuki likes justice, duty, loyalty, and data. Dislikes evil, cheating, wicked thoughts, lies, and demotions. Likes collecting something, whatever the fuck that is. Skills parkour and kung fu. Highly educated rich boy hired right out of school. Lost his parents in a plane crash when he was young. Okay. Don't think that's come up yet. He had been living with his younger brother until he too passed away when he was still in high school. Ooh, yeesh. Tough life so far. Tama likes comedy, anything perverted, S&M, and whatever. Dislikes dense people, dishonest people, and bad liars. Likes watching comedy videos, tanning, and horse racing. Skills bondage, wax plane, spanking. Is that the same mostly? Autonomous AI robot with an AI. She's usually in the shape of an eyeball and resides within Ryuki's left eye socket. She assists Ryuki by gathering information, connecting to the network and databases, using her X-ray and thermal functions. Gen likes the Harbor District, people who are unafraid of him. Dislikes Ota. Oh, don't we all, buddy? Don't we all? Hobbies, reading and meditating. Skills, cooking and crushing rocks. He runs a restaurant called Brahmin in Golden Yokocho. Since his face scares people, he usually wears a cute mask. That's cute? So strong he could destroy a tank with his bare hands. Jesus. Mame likes quizzes, the occult, dance, music, voices, right side. Dislikes customers who sit there for 3 hours with just a coffee, silence, and the left side. Hobbies, raising triple watt sea devils. Skills, exploiting vanity, receiving lavish gifts. Wow, holy shit, okay. Overview, a mermaid at Sunfish Pocket, wanting to work the late shift. She lied and said she was 20 years old. She lives in... she's in a dance club with Iris and Kazuna, a regular at Brahmin, and close with Gen. I thought they were dating. Did it say they were dating? I guess not, because otherwise that would have been in their profiles. Unless they're dating in the future, but we haven't met them in the future yet. We haven't really seen many people in the future yet. Right, Lian likes Ulfrey, whatever that is. Yoyogi Park and Kizzy, which is his name for what's her face? Kazuna? Yeah, Kazuna. Dislikes the past, anything Kizzy dislikes. Jesus, dude. Wow, you fell hard. Hobbies, building model planes and spaceships. Cool. Skills, extraordinary lockpicking ability. That's gonna come in handy. Former thief. Until recently, he was working as a janitor, but was fired due to his past. Fell in love with Kazuna after seeing her dance at Matsushita Diner. Gets rejected after confessing his love to her. Okay. Kazuna likes dancing, shoes, Cinderella, children, big sis. Dislikes the unemployed. Wow. Hobbies, dancing, reading fairy tales. Skills, dancing, all types, reading fairy tales. That's just her hobbies again. The daughter of the uber-rich family. She is in a dance club at school with Iris and Amame. She is the most gifted singer and dancer in the club. She's even won a contest before and calls Mizuki Big Sis. I'm waiting for her to be suspicious and evil, to be honest. Kojima, or Kamisha, can't remember how it's pronounced, likes Ferris wheels, things that spin, bow ties, and his family. Dislikes Odin, super hot baths, electric shocks, spicy foods, and pies. Hobbies, game commentary, short clip submissions, survival games. Survival games? Skills, quizzes, one-liners, brackets self-proclaimed. Former quiz king turned comedian. His stage name is Andes Kojima, and he has made some TV appearances, but isn't very successful. His money troubles led to his divorce with his wife, and he's now living with his son Shoma. Speaking of Shoma, likes Ferris wheels, robots, a certain girl from his school. Oh, that's cute. Dislikes old-fashioned, dirty jobs. Comedians. Oh, yeah, that's from his dad, isn't it? Hobbies: making robots. Skills: mechanics and decryption. Kojima's son. Despises his poor comedian dad. He likes being alone and doesn't have too many friends. He heads home right away from school to make robots in his room in the same grade as Mizuki. Jin. Likes unknown, dislikes unknown, hobbies unknown, skills unknown. Overview: CEO of Music Food Co. Limited. He held high positions in various other enterprises. He was also a writer and had released some of his essays to the media. His right half was discovered in Studio Devita. I can't remember how it was pronounced. Chikara. Profession: genetics professor. Dislikes that acid. Simulation theory %. Dislikes death. Hobbies: research, experimentation, collecting hats. Really? Collecting hats? Okay. Skills: using electric drills. Okay. Overview: brilliant scientist who established the Horodari Institute of Genetics at a young age. The institute mainly researches DNA treatment and gene therapy. He divorced his wife 6 years ago. 6 years again. His ex-wife and daughter now live in Italy. Tokiko. Likes the flow of water, the flow of time. X. Diamond shapes. Bugs. Brackets. Glitches. Dislikes nothing. Hobbies: simulation theory research. Skills: prophecy. President of NICE Japan. Believes in simulation theory. She sincerely believes that the world she lives in is fake and was created by someone. She has no interest in living a long life in this world. The boss. Likes wine, god dolls, anything shiny and black. Dislikes tidying up, nuclear families, ex-boyfriends, her superiors at HQ. Frequenting horse clubs in Kabukicho. Skills: finding the weakness and exploiting them to ensure total dominance. Ryuki's direct superior as well as Date's old friend. Her mood changes on a daily basis. She gives off a carefree vibe, but she's actually cunning as a fox. Pewter. Likes multiples of 16. Shares Tokoroten and More. Don't know on either of those. Dislikes bugs, cats, conservatives, Cyclops is. Hobbies: playing with machines, collecting dojins, and playing pretend magical girl. Skills: building models, imitating vuvuzelas. Really? Okay. An abyss engineer and mechanic. His main job is operating and maintaining the sync machine. He committed a crime in his past, leading to his dismissal, but boss pulled some strings to get his job back. God, my mouth's getting dry reading all of this. 1 second. Date. Classic cars, curry, bonito, pelvises, and family. Oh yeah, because he really liked the pelvis bone of the girl at Sunfish Pocket, didn't he? Dislikes soft-boiled eggs, punk kids, and ghosts. Hobbies: collected vintage magazines. We know exactly what kind. Skills: reaction times increase 3.6 times under certain conditions. An abyss special agent on a long break. He takes good care of Ryuki both at and outside of work. He is Mizuki's adoptive father and gets along with Iris and Ota, currently feuding with Aiba. No mention of Hitomi at all so far, because he was in a relationship with her before he lost his memories. Iris likes singing, dancing, the occult, Mizuki, and friends. Dislikes scary people. Hobbies: singing, dancing, and game commentary. Skills: running really fast. Overview: an internet idol affiliated with Lemniscate. Her idol name is Aset, but her fans call her Tessa. She has tons of close friends like Mizuki, Kazuna, Amame, and Ota. Ota likes Aset and chocolate, dislikes enemies of Aset, people who lecture. Hobbies, internet idols and maid cafes. Skills, cooking all and driving. Up until recently he was unemployed, but now he runs Matsushita Diner. After finding out Tessa likes the occult, he brushed up on his knowledge on the subject, close with Mizuki, Kazuna, and Amame. Moma likes loyalty, chivalry, Gandhi, Puff Puff, and Aset. Dislikes old customs, unreasonable traditions. His hobbies are watching Aset videos and collecting her merch. Skills, shooting, sleight of hand, and beatboxing. Leader of the Yakuza group trying to clean up their act. That being said, he is also connected to the criminal underbelly and has access to information that even the police don't know. Mamoru. Wow, you even get your own entry. Likes Tokiko. Dislikes men, manliness, and testosterone. Hobbies, making scrapbooks from tabloid magazines. Skills, self-defense and martial arts. Previously worked under Soshijima, but is now a secretary and bodyguard of Tokiko, president of NICE. Not the best personality, but is loyal to his employer until he punches him in the face. Jinpei likes ass erotic novels and his boss. Dislikes police, his big brother, animal cruelty. Hobbies, training dogs, editing videos. Skills, squinting really hard to see through the censorship. He was once a Kumakura, but recently left the group. When Jin's body was found at Studio Debata, he was sitting in the contestant seat with Moma. The detective likes Mikoto, that was his name, wasn't it? Likes caramel, chocolate, biscuits, ice cream. Wow, he's a real sweet tooth. Okay. Dislikes threats and foxes. Oh, I was going to say I could get along with him based on his likes, but dislikes, doesn't like foxes. Get out of here. Hobbies, mobile games. Is he the kind of guy that falls for the ads in mobile games? I wonder if that's like a secret dig at his character from the game devs there. Skills, can use cling wrap without messing it up. Wow, that is actually a skill. Wow, I'm actually impressed. Detective from Police HQ investigating the murders, having found multiple culprits in cold cases in the past, he is known as the Melter. Kagami, why is his photo over there? Weird. Likes ear picks, dandelions, afros, kerosene parasan. Dislikes cilantro, ginkgo, people who don't remember his name. Hobbies, train surfing, extreme ironing, skills, playing dead. Talented inspector, he was assigned to the case by Police HQ to his impressive skills. Supposedly, he was really handsome under the mask. Rather venerable. Unlike Kagami, your name will never be forgotten. Oh, that was the last one. Okay. Persons. In the present, so there's going to be a lot few of these, and it's people we already know. So, present time. Likes Iba, Iris, Metal Pipe, Evolver, that's the same. Dislikes the same. Hobbies the same. Skills, beating up bad guys and motorcycle riding. Oh yeah, because we've not seen her travel yet, so I guess she'll be riding around on a motorbike. Overview, even though she's a high schooler, she was hired by a BIS special agent by boss. Iba. Insects, spiders, crustaceans, same as before, but she also likes new code as well now. Dislikes passing I'm not a robot tests on websites. Nice. Hobbies, dancing, sympathizing with salmon. Skills, hacking, that's the same. She assists Mizuki with her investigation, does not remember anything from the case 6 years ago because of their connection issues. Ryuki. His likes are the same. His dislikes now include himself. Hobbies: drinking to oblivion. His skills are the same. Severely emotionally scarred from the case 6 years ago. He was already mentally unstable, but it got worse. Supposedly he knows something important about the HB case. I think we read his profile before, didn't we? Tama. Likes are the same. Dislikes are the same. Hobbies are the same. Skills are the same. She assists Ryuki with his investigations as well as his mental health. I don't think hers has changed from 6 years ago. The boss, let's see. Ryuki's direct superior, Mizuki's adoptive mother, and Date's old friend. Her mood changes on a daily basis. She gives out, yeah, it's pretty much the same. The only difference is Mizuki's adoptive mother. Pewter, are you anything different? Oh, he created the AI balls, Iba and Tama. He got his clothes off at E Harbor. Okay. I'm sure we'll find out what that means later. I think his is mostly the same. His department specializes in cold cases. 6 years ago, he was in a different department, but since the HB case was unsolved, he moved. Right. Okay, so he was originally in a different department. HB case happened, and then he moved to cold case department. Kagami. Oh, is his photo there because it's covering up his proper name, his full name? Let's see. Likes angel hairs new. Hobbies: train surging, extreme ironing. I think that's an upgrade from last time. Skills are the same. Talented inspector. He was assigned to the He's looking for a girlfriend, but is addicted to dating apps. Okay, that's all we've got from future people. Appendix. Forward. Base we read last time. Intern. Short for internship. It's usually the training period from entering the company. Also refers to training itself and the trainee. I wish we had a cute intern. Wink sync. A simpler version of syncing. From the AI ball, a strong magnetic wave is shot out from the sync subject, temporarily numbs the subject's brain and puts them into a forced sleep state, and induces a dream. By analysing the... We read this as... Is this word for word the ticker tape thing across the top that we read before? Yeah, I think it is. I think that's word for word what it was. Ujisaki. Oh, pardon me. A Yakuza group located in Akasaka, Minato Ward, Tokyo. There are roughly 1,000 strong, including subdivisions. They are known for illegal gambling, money lending, illegal trade of drugs, firearms, human trafficking, and underground bloomer trade. Wow, okay. That's the group that the Kumakuras belongs to. Vegan. Kind of vegetarian that does not eat anything derived from animals. Pewter is vegan. Why did it show Shinpei's picture for that then? After all, the Kumakuras are a gang of morals. Tama sounds like an oxymoron, like vegan zombie. Okay, that's why. ViewCube, a globally popular video streaming service. Those who release videos on the service are called VCubers. Currently number one job in elementary school children that they want to grow up to be. Okay. Fully autonomous eyeball. A robot nested within the left eye of the psyker. It is typically the shape of an eyeball, but has capability of growing hands and legs. It's also capable of showing the sinker images through the nerves in the eye. It contains an advanced AI capable of independently making decisions, understanding, and analyzing. Its central system is powered by a program known as the Wadjet system. Wadjet system was developed by the biggest US global tech company, not Google. X-ray vision. AI eyeballs are equipped with X-ray vision. X-rays are not shot out of the eyeball itself, but are actually consistent radiation raining down from the Earth, from which outer space called space radiation. AI eyeballs utilize this space radiation, which includes X-rays, to use X-ray vision. It functions similar to an X-ray exam at the doctor's, so unfortunately no underwear, naked ladies, or first chakras can be seen within. The Evolver. Oh, sorry, I'm just adjusting my seat. An exciting, prolific, versatile gun is given to all Abyss investigators. Evolver is the acronym for the gun, Evolver. By using magnetism, it is capable of shooting many different kinds of bullets. Mizuki's Evolver is unique and called the Evolver MC, meaning Mizuki Custom. Finger cutting, a custom common among Yakuza. Cutting off your own finger symbolizes reflection, protest, and apologies. Encode, to codify or turn into symbols. This means all information that in existence is recorded on a flat surface. Your 2D waifu was closer than you thought. Rigor mortis. Doesn't actually give an explanation for that. Damn it, I should have taken more time to get to this stage. If it's been on a rooftop in the winter, Tama's explanation. Oh, Tama is explaining how corpses soften after rigor mortis. I was watching porn yesterday when my mum walked in. I went from rigor mortis to soften in an instant. Jesus, okay. Forensics. Forensics performs and... Oh god. Control, 1 second. Okay, plugged in now. Forensics performs appraisals and inspections and develops new technology. Gandhar. I can't remember. Indian mythology, it is the half-god, half-beast spirits that imbibe sense. They do not eat meat, but they are carnal. Half-god, half-beast. Okay, so it's another half and half thing. The Kumakura Office. Kumakura Group is a secondary group of the Yujisakis. Unlike the Yujisaki, they strive to be cleaner organization. What the hell is a clean organization? Yakuza organization. The Cloud. Online storage that utilizes cloud computing. In layman's term, memory located on the network. It is not a blonde man with a huge buster sword. Nice. Section 2. A police department which handles murder and assaults. There are 9 sections. Ushidera was a member of this section 2, but since the HB case went unsolved for 6 years, he got moved to the section which specializes in cold cases. Hands-on. Hands-on assistance is not sexual innuendo at all. Nope. German suplex. Pro wrestling move in which you grab someone around the waist and throw them backwards, which can turn into a bridge and can then lead to a 3 count. The name is derived from a certain pro wrestler from Germany who used this throw. Gyro is what Shoma was referring to as a gyro sensor. Gyro sensor utilizes the properties of rotating objects to avoid falling over. Jurisdiction. Jurisdiction refers to where an incident happens and which police officer in charge of that incident. Pardon me. So, for example, something that happens in Tokorozawa Saitama and Tokorozawa station will take care of that incident. Sinker, the person who sinks. Wow, it's pretty straightforward there. Sync is short for photosynaptic neurocoupling. The act of going into someone's brain is syncing. Because the sinker goes deep into the subconscious, the term is a play on the word of sync and synchronize. Sync subject, the person who is synced into. Somnium, dream in Latin, is the plural of somnium is somnii. By adding into somnia the word insomnia, not able to sleep. Okay. Double. People who have parents of different races or citizenships. There is a word that means half. Oh, okay, I missed that one. Yeah, I guess he's a half and half as well. Another halves. God, this game really likes its themes, huh? Like the first game was riddled with eye-based themes. This one's riddled with half themes. But since it was deemed inappropriate to call someone a half, its more politically correct term is double. Wait, really? I don't think I've ever heard that one before. Twitter. An SNS service allows you to communicate with huge amounts of people using words, images, and videos. Oh, God. Okay. Ota, a young up-and-coming super genius author, multiple award winner, Tessa's future husband, and hero of justice. Fucking Ota. God fucking damn it, dude. Special Investigations Office. Special Investigation Force which specializes in cold cases. The name of the studio is derived from a Hindu word for dualism. Another fucking two halves thing. Dear God, okay. It's fucking everywhere. Nile. And SNS. And SNS? I think that's a typo. That's supposed to be an SNS service. That allows for communication via message or voice via smartphone, tablet or PC. You can even get ASET stickers. Make sure you get those right away. Bats 490, a video which upon viewing is said to lead to people to understanding the secret of the world. Oh, we can actually watch it from here as well. Huh. Yeah, we can now watch it full without like the bordering. So I guess we can watch the QR video in full as well. So if you scan the QR code that was on the sign, it takes you to a YouTube page which shows this. Cool. Brahman, a multicultural restaurant run by Gen. Brahman is a Hindu word meaning the foundational principle of the universe. Okay, so he has a connection with Nyes then, which is he a member of Nyes? Or former member? Is he in the percent people? Free to free. The video contained in the QR code on the signboard. At Abyss we call it the QR video. Let's watch it in full because we're not actually seeing it like unboarded. At least I don't think we have. Those were the eyes from her Somnium. Is that the moon? Those balls are the moon. Popo, nickname for police officers, meant to be somewhat derogatory. We saw that last time. Police HQ, police headquarters. Live, as in watching it as it is being recorded and broadcasted. Usage example, I'm sad that I missed my father's passing. He didn't even live stream it. And that's the last one. Trivia, this is all of the ticker tips, stuff that we've been seeing, which we've been reading as we've been going through. Manual, basic info, I don't think any of this is that useful. It's all stuff we've seen before as well. Let's go to Tama's room. Let's get some life advice. Right, yes, there was some free DLC that came out because the game officially came out today on consoles. So they added up a bunch of DLC. There was 2 free ones and a couple of paid. I'm not paying for them. It's all just costume sets. I think one of them's...
Hey, what's wrong? You're burning up.
One of them's like reverse colours things. So like black costume for Iba, white for Tama. One of them was, I think, references to the Nonary games, the Virtue's Last Reward, like other visual novels from same company. And I can't remember what the other one was. But we got new costumes. Costumes now available for previously cleared scenes. Oh, do we not have to buy those?
Earlier, Boss was working wearing this. She's starting to lose it.
Yes, so this is one of the DLC ones.
This is the face I make when Ryuki blows his nose with a 10,000 yen note. This is how the 4 of them reacted when they found out Abyss is getting a finished sauna. This makes me feel like summer is coming to an end.
Cool. I like that you get little voice lines for all of them. And her hat.
Yeah, looks good.
Yeah, leave the hat on. Okay, so I'll have to unlock the other costumes. I hope something good comes from all this.
Something good comes out of all this.
I forgot he says it out loud.
Yes. Though, I could teach you something that feels good.
Do go on. Life advice.
Worried about work?
That's right.
Is it all mental?
I want more energy.
Yes. Half for one, we are full-time heroes. Everyone, say it with me! 1, 2, 3! I don't know who's gonna get that reference.
Yeah, I
Oh well, look it up.
Sure.
Worried about work?
That's right.
Ah, no one at work sees your real potential?
That's right.
That must
I'm underappreciated.
That person does not have the right to be a superior. Fill their desk with porn magazines. That'll guarantee you'll get evaluated properly next time. You're not a good fit for the company.
I'll get right on that. Seems like an awesome idea. Let's save. Oh, what? What's your favorite genre? Someone's wife. That's the one where wives become zombies. That's scary. How do I... Oh, do I have to press a button to, like, murder you? So that you go back to being... Like, you don't seem to evolve into anything, so... Yes. Oh, wow. You fucking melted into dust. Yeah, we can. What do you think of AI? Scary. I'm looking to take over the worldy. Okay. If we open the album... newly born and squishy, curious little ball who wants to know everything about this world. Child with intense bravery. Irrationally beats up the villains and middle-aged men by swinging their metal pipe Loves Ad Rabbit. Oh, that's just literally Mizuki. Okay. Adult. Adult with a heart full of bravery, love, and justice. Always thinks dirty thoughts and is dangerously close to a lawsuit. Loves porn magics. Wow, I managed to get Mizuki and Date. Oh, it even says their names. Wow. Okay. Okay then. Right, I want to take a look at the flowchart. Once you clear a Somnium, you can select it as a unlimited sync with no time limit. Ooh. Interesting. Is that so you can look around and find the hidden eyeballs? So we hit the target time and we're missing 2 eyeballs there. We only found 1 eyeball there. And we don't have unlimited there because we haven't had both branches yet. I assume the other 4 eyeballs are going to be on the other branch. And we missed 1 in you as well. Why did we miss 1? At some point towards the end of the game, I'm going to come back and have like a clean up, try and get everything. So I'm going to try and platinum trophy this game like I did the first one. Oh, interesting. Huh. Because the murders occurred on the same date. Or the appearance of both of halves of Jin was on the same date. Even though we're 6 years apart, they can still... I see. Interesting. Also, this isn't entirely Ryuki's side. And that one's Mizuki's. So we're just doing the entire first half of the game as Ryuki then? I'm sure we'll like go back to Mizuki and then we'll come back to Ryuki at some other point. We'll like back and forth a little bit, but for the minute we're just like mostly Ryuki at the minute. Laying the groundwork, as it were. Right, let's take a look at the bonus menu. How much do these costumes cost? Outfits. What's that? 2,400? Alright, we're buying it.
Hurry and check it out. Come on. Yay! Show me too. Good choice.
Dream album. I could buy all of those and still have a bunch of change.
Hurry and check it out. Show me too.
I like her gun. That's cool. Ah, it's fucking stupid. Where is that? Oh, that's the one of the podiums, statue podiums in what's her face's office, in her office. Right. That is going to be all for tonight. Ooh. Nice chunk of progress. I will be streaming again probably tomorrow night, doing some more. So I will see you then. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Cheers. Bye now.